Okay. So at the end of last game, you had just defeated the skeleton. No one was in the sarcophagus yet, but you did notice that the skeleton was carrying a silver sword, silver short sword.
Did anybody ever pick it up, or?
Nope. That's where we left off.
I think I said I wanted to, but instead I threw a bone at someone's head.
I think he threw the entire cadaver at the Leviathan.
All right, we're out of combat now, though, right?
Yes, combat is over.
All right, I'm going to just walk up and take her rope for now.
Okay.
Put her in the closet.
You used to prop open the door.
Well, the door is closed down here. This door down here is now closed.
Oh, we removed the lid?
Someone removed the sarcophagus lid, yes.
Yep.
Oh. Does anybody have any quarrels against binding her and tossing her in one of these for safekeeping until later?
I believe that goes against the practices of at least 3 different deities. That said, as I was saying, Lady Kotika, perhaps we should adjudicate the rest of the sarcophagi, as the other 2 may have been potentially trapped, as these unmarked graves are likely belonging to their loyal foot soldiers.
That does sound like a good idea. I say that we probably as a group open them one at a time to make sure that we're not surprised moving forward. And I'll say this while tying her up with her own rope.
That would be nice if we all attacked at once.
Do we want to start with the other main sarcophagus here?
Before you get to that, Haseo, within the coffin, because you did that flying grapple attack against the skeleton, you are in the.
I'm in there
with it. You do see sitting at the base of the inside, down by where the feet would have been, a piece of paper.
I will pick it up and say, hey guys, I found something. Does someone want to examine this? I'll hand it off to whoever.
I'll take it as I'm tossing her into the sarcophagus. I look at it. What's on it?
All right. It's written in common, and it says... Give me a minute. I'm typing it in so that everyone can see it. There's no confusion over what it says.
Door, I assume this N means north.
You are free to assume whatever you like. That is exactly what is written on that piece of paper.
It says door in W2, S2, E3, S2, W1, S1. Does anybody see any letters?
Do you think that resembles the room with the tiles and the lightning?
It might suggest a hidden path.
Can I roll to recollect what the glowy thing on the floor in the other room looked like, so I can recall if there were letters on it?
No, you do. No, you don't need to roll. No, you don't recollect there being letters on it. Okay. You do remember there was a door in the north wall.
North. Well, it couldn't be a path coming in from the door we opened, because if you followed that path, you went north 1 step, you can't go west 2 steps. So that wouldn't make sense.
If I may, because I need a GPS to leave my own house. Is this north?
The top of the map that you were looking at is north. The bottom would be south. The left side would be west and the right side would be east.
I would wager that it's either from the south door or from the north door, but it says north, so it's trying to tell us how to get through this room.
Was there a south door? I
No,
thought there was just a northwest and east.
correct. There was no south door.
So it has to be from the north door.
Well, if you're at the north door, you can't go north.
No, if I'm at the north door, I can go west,
And
then
south.
then east, then south, then west, then south.
Oh,
Fuck me, I'm confused. What north
you're
door?
right. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Look,
based on my memory,
over
that
by
would take us
Talk.
to the chest in the room.
over by Talk, that door has to lead to a passage that takes you to the north door of the lightning room. Door N.
Can you move me to where this C2 is on the map?
I got you.
Thank you. I'm gonna just stand there and just look around, waiting for what we're doing.
Aries right.
Well, the fact of the matter still remains that it seems that all the doors in here are going to require fingers, and I only have the one left.
No,
Remember,
we should go through
Orb
with the
did
rest of the
say,
tombs first.
Is the
Yes.
door to the demon dog still open?
no.
No.
Yeah.
Who closed that, by the way?
Lampiros.
Oh, okay. He said no demon dogs come in here with the tiefling, or with the, not the tiefling, the halfling. We can't take it.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and do this.
Which one shall we open
up the big
next?
one again to make it get the hard thing out of the way first?
All right.
I will come and stand on this side of Talk, further back. Actually, I lied. I'm going to go right here.
Might I suggest a quick strategy?
Of course.
We all
please.
prepare to cast a spell the second it emerges. After our spells have landed or missed, I suppose, Aseo does the same thing he did before for grapple, and we proceed to beat it to free death. Free death? Again, death. Something along those lines.
Agreed. And then I hide behind my shield.
I will, if allowed, I will hold a blood fang for when something emerges outside of that can be re-dead,
Okay.
defied.
All right. So it looks like you all are trying. Well, two of you are surrounding this sarcophagus.
I think we're going to the
Standing
big
by
one.
it. We're going after this one.
That one. Oh, okay. So you're going to the second center one.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm
Wait,
actually
Why?
There better be books in here.
I'm actually going to take like one square to the left and then down and kind of just hold the wound that I got from the skeleton and be like, I think I'll be at a distance for a moment.
If I could interject, isn't this one of the named ones? Does that not edify that the
that is
one in the
correct.
center would likely either be trapped and cause the other ones to open?
Well, the other one did.
Is that a risk you're willing to take?
Can we make the halfling open it?
No.
We are not going to do
No.
that.
I
There
have bound
she
and
is, I would
gagged the
not risk it.
halfling for our own safety.
Well, she likes opening things.
Damn it, I can't ping. Can you move me left one and down one?
Oh, that's right.
Thank you.
My dyslexia kicked in. Apologies.
Yeah, I'm just holding a boomerang throw.
I think that I like this plan to attack the bigger thing first so that we have the means to do so, because I feel like it would hurt more than these ones.
All right. Well,
Very
let's
well.
get it over with.
Are you
Alrighty.
opening it?
I've
Zumba?
got blood fang prepared for whenever anything
I
pops out.
suppose, if you'll pass me the Via Team's crowbar.
Absolutely. Talk will pass over the crowbar and then prep a firebolt for Skeletal Boy.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So talk. What was that?
I just said,
Okay.
all right. Everybody
All
ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, let's do it.
Ready?
My hands are up and ready to cast.
Zempiros pushes the sarcophagus lid over, and it's a moment before the smoke clears, and slowly another skeleton stands and then begins to stand up in the sarcophagus.
And he prepares to eat shit.
Fire!
Fire!
Initiative.
Refiring. Fire!
Oh, shit. I forgot to click on me for that. I got 12.
Oof. That's my lowest one yet. Let's go.
All right, so let's see here.
Oh, no.
Clock got 3. All right.
Rebooting.
Yours has a 5.
System error. Calculating.
Wow.
Do you not have your voice tonight?
Sen, me and you rolled pretty good compared to the rest. Ari did the best, though.
My
What-
only good roll
I
tonight.
hate you damn thing. So yours is a 17, Sin?
Yes.
Haseo has a 6.
Yep.
Jeez. The lightning monk.
I'm wincing. I'm covered in blood.
And Ari, 22. Wow. All right. Koa, I missed yours.
It was
You
12.
have 12. All right.
Yeah, I forgot to click on my token. My apologies.
No problem. All right. No, I just have I can't stand the initiative tracker here. I've got my own I found a webpage that has a very nice one. All I have to do is enter your names, which I've done already, and then enter your initiatives.
Nice.
All right. So Ari, you start off.
So what? So skeleton stood up?
Yep.
Surprise round.
Let me get the token out.
Or at least held action round.
Ah, it's huge.
Oh, it's already dead.
It's already dead.
We got to re-dedify it.
All right, there it is.
Oh, it is huge.
Hold up.
Wisdom save, but poor damage roll if he makes it.
Damage is
Alright.
damage.
What's the he doesn't have wisdom. So, all right. 2 points of damage.
Hey, Sparrow, you might mute it while you can, or take your phone off of whatever table you have it on because you're echoing real bad.
Thank you.
Come on. All right. So. All right. Okay, it climbs out of the crypt and goes after Jewel.
Before it goes, do we get to do our held actions?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. So I heard Haseo with a boomerang, and Ko, you had Bloodfang,
And
Talk had his firebolt.
and Talk had Firebolt. Correct. So let's Haseo, go ahead and go first, since I'm just going at the way I'm looking at the screen.
All right. 1 second.
Talk 16.
16.
All right, that hits.
Hiya!
Go ahead and roll damage. Okay.
Oof, 10 bludgeoning.
Oh, right, that is bludgeoning.
Nice.
Right in the temple.
All right. Talk. Go ahead.
Whoa. There we go. 22 for hit.
All right. Give me a damage.
I swear I'm having a stroke. It's 1d10. Yes, 1d10. Okay. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Hold on a second.
Chin's burst into a pile of ash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just enough to take it down because I forgot to double the damage from the bludgeoning attack. So the bludgeoning attack did an extra 5. And then Talk, you had 1 on it, so it crumbles before it can even get out of the crypt.
Oh, that went better than expected.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you had that one set up ahead of time.
Teamwork.
All right.
Are there books in there?
You look.
There
are
has
you
to be
over?
books in there.
All right. Yep. The two of you go over and see that there are 3 small gems sitting at the foot of the coffin.
Ooh.
Can we
Who
identify
are they
what kind?
closer to?
They are tourmaline.
Ooh. Who are they closer to?
From where the icons are. Oh,
I'll pick them up and hand them out as offering them the jewel.
okay.
Ooh. They,
Zampiros sighs and just begins walking away to the other crypts.
he's so pretty.
Is there anything else useful, such as something that may help us open the doors? Unless those crystals are what help open the doors.
Yeah, there's nothing else in the tomb.
We'll
Go.
try the crystals soon.
We can make them friendship necklaces.
I know.
Without moving the token, you can just say I'm following like a block or 2 behind Ko wherever she walks.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. We doing it again?
I do believe we are. Second verse, same as the first.
Okay. Use this one.
Don't prepare bludgeoning.
Yes, prepare a firebolt.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm actually going to stand behind Ko, and if there's like any chance of something shooting out of this, I'm going to try to pull her out the way.
Okay. Okay. So Piros moves the sarcophagus lid over. And as before, oops, let me see here. A skeleton rises into a seated position about midway in the sarcophagus.
Yes,
I'm
hello
going
there.
to do the same since this is you guys are kind of moving along in a tactical way. So we started with the held actions, and I'm going to start with Ko this time.
Bam.
Oh my god. Crit.
Damn, good hit.
Alrighty.
Hit. Jesus.
Is it 2d10 because of that?
No.
It's 1d10?
Oh wait, that's a natural 20? Yes,
Yeah.
that is D10, yes.
If you click
Yeah.
Blood Fang, it should roll it.
It probably won't. I had to manually enter it in.
Give it a try and see.
You
Yeah,
can enter the dice that it rolls.
I haven't figured that out yet.
The whole lot of nothing.
Oh.
Oh,
Damn. All right, well,
Ooh. Jesus.
What does that look like?
obliterate the skeleton before it has a chance to do anything.
Nice.
Go see if there's anything that'll match this for our necklaces.
I'm just going to kind of like look at her very confusedly and then look inside to see if there's anything of worth.
I'm just smiling back.
Oh God, another one?
Yes.
Luckily, I was prepared for this.
As you walk up to the coffin, it kind of creeps up and it brings its head up next to you, in front of you, kind of looks at you just directly in the eyes. At the eye sockets to your eyes.
Is that something I could pull her away from?
I've moved too far away.
Yeah, she moved too far away. Jules came in.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
thought it was over.
I would have put me behind you, but I can't move him. I'll type it.
Oh no!
I go, eep!
It takes a clawed swipe at you and misses.
Held
Harry,
Archer.
go ahead. Wait a minute, who else?
I think
You had held an action. I heard you hold an action.
yes.
So go
Yes.
ahead.
Held another firebolt.
Go ahead.
Yeehaw.
Who are you
And I
telling
cannot
to
stress
go
this
ahead?
enough. Ha.
Oh, I think roll 20 and it just says rolling the dice. Hello?
11.
Hi,
Here you
Am I still here?
you are?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Everything froze up on my end for a second.
All right. So that's an 11. It misses.
I have a Toll the Dead held.
Okay, go ahead.
Jeff, your skeletons have been having some bad luck on their attack rolls.
Yeah, they are.
DC
All right.
13.
Oh,
And their
no.
wisdom saves too, apparently.
Oh, man.
I also have one held.
For a whopping 3.
All right. Okay. Ari, go ahead.
I think Jewel said she had a held one too.
Harry went ahead because that was his Toll the Dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jules, go ahead. You're next anyway.
Okay. Oh, well, he's not even that scary. And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
That insult's like, man, he's not even that scary.
It's the little zombie.
Aren't you cute? Where's your mommy?
Go
You know,
ahead.
it did its job.
Who's just the sweetest looking skeleton? Go ahead and give me a die 4 damage.
Oh man, that 0.
All right. There was a pair in the. What happened to it? That's the only pair that I even saw. The other. Did you check your dresser?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know, hon. Go ahead.
My cast blood fang again.
Okay.
Fuck.
The fact that it's probably just like covered by most of the sarcophagus. It's got its head and its arm out. That's probably how it defended itself, and you missed. Haseo.
He's died.
Haseo,
I
you
might
might be
disappear for a
muted.
second.
Yep,
He's typing.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Refresh, come back. He's back.
Ooh.
Hi.
Your turn.
Roll 20 was acting weird again. Is it me?
It is.
Yeah, it's you.
All right. I have a feeling that I can't fit in the hallway because there's 2 people occupying occupying the space.
Correct.
Is there enough space to jump over them?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna try to essentially just jump
Wait a
into.
minute. No, there's. I'm sorry, there's not, because it's an archway over their heads.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not clear up to the ceiling. It's just an archway. So no, you cannot.
So if how much movement do I have for
Hello.
me to Ko where she is?
Whoa.
Okay, I'm back.
15.
16 feet. Yeah.
So can I go there and use some of the 15 movement that's left to kind of grab her and sit her behind me?
Yes. That would be your. Yeah, that would be your action.
Will
That's
the thing
fine.
get a opportunity of attack, or is it because he's taking my place it wouldn't?
Shove does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Correct.
Because you're grappled at that point.
Yes.
No.
So
Yeah, so I'm gonna run up and say, "Excuse me, my lady," and I'm gonna just stand in front of you. And I don't think I can bonus action because I didn't attack, so I'll just wait there instead of her.
okay. All right. Stumpiros.
Okay, Zampiros, thoroughly covered in blood because of Kodaka's earlier critical, is like, oh, come on now. He's going to very annoyedly swing his mace.
I don't know about the blood part because they're skeletons. Maybe don't bone dust.
I mean, her dragon thing is made of blood, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Her dragon thing is made of blood, isn't it? I was in the splash zone.
Well,
The Blood Fang spell.
technically, my blood fang is like the flavor of it is a blood wolf.
Yeah, it's more force than blood.
All right, fair enough. Woo! Here we go.
For the mace. All right. He hits.
4 damage.
4 damage. All right.
Hey, is Talk back in here? He said in Discord everything froze.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay.
And it's his turn.
I love that we said he's back and he's not.
Well, he said something a minute ago.
He is broken yet again. Roll
Come
20
on.
on its shit today.
Okay, here we
Yeah,
go. I think
I had to
Hi.
just refresh the page.
Hello?
Hey, we hear you. It's your turn.
Okay. What the fuck is roll
I don't
20
hear him.
doing?
I'm gonna refresh.
Does Talk have room to shoot a firebolt over the tops of these two to hit the skeleton?
Not top, but I'm gonna make judgment call that you could probably shoot it between their shoulders.
Okay, that works. Let's give that a go.
Rules is written, we give half cover to the thing.
All right. It hits.
All right, and let's give our little boy some damage. It's not a 1. All right.
Improvement.
Blows it back to the other side of the crypt.
That is better. Is it dead?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's dead. There we go. What do you guys do?
We're waiting to see if there's any more. Are there any more? Are there any more? Look real close, but be careful.
Who's sticking their head in there?
My character will look inside.
Do you see another one?
No, I send an endless calculating void, and what is that down there?
And 2 copper coins.
Okay, I'll move
I'm not
behind.
even
Ko
going to
again.
bother.
2 pennies for your trouble.
You can
I will
throw them
take
in
those
the
2
wishing
pennies.
well.
No.
Well, you're no fun at all.
I'm a
Do you start
priest. My
moving me behind
vocation
you?
is not to be fun.
I'd stick my tongue out at him.
As we were
On to the next, I suppose.
on the way to the next sarcophagus, my character is going to cast Prestidigitation to get all the corpse dust off of him.
Okay.
The last two that we've done in the walls have had two little guys in them. Apparently, they like they bury these wall people all cuddly. So we might need to watch for that again.
An apt judgment.
I will
Okay.
not be up on the. Wait, if we're still in initiative, I can still only move 30 feet, right?
I'm using initiative. You guys can move however you want to move. I'm just using the initiative rolls for the combats.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I will go here this time.
Okay.
I will go up close and hold the quarterstaff attack.
Okay.
Firebolt.
All right.
Just in case they all miss, I hold Bloodfang.
Okay.
I climb
I've
up
got
on
a
the
held one, too.
sarcophagus so I can see, and I'll hold Toll the Dead.
Well, the sarcophagus is open, so are you like sitting on the ledge?
No,
Or hiding in it?
I figure the whole lid's not off, so I'm just sitting on whatever portion of the lid's still up there.
You can climb on Doc's shoulders.
That you can.
Or we could just put the lid back.
Yeah. Okay. Zampiros throws the sarcophagus lid open.
I'm glad I don't have to roll for these.
They're dead already.
Kill them again.
And
Re-deadify.
already they're skeletons.
I cast death.
All right. Zampir. Hold on a second. Talk. Go ahead.
Held action, firebolt. We start with the hit. And it's out of here.
Oh, good solid hit. Give me a damage.
It rolls up for the spare. Decent.
Damn. All right. Ari, you held action.
All right, we'll do Toll the Dead. And
Wisdom 13.
it hadn't been hit, correct?
It has, yes. And it's got a 9 for save. So go ahead.
It takes 6.
6. All right. All right. It crumbles back down into the sarcophagus. Ko, you had a held action?
I did. I had a Bloodfang prepared.
All right. Go ahead.
Chew!
Well, you had aimed your blood fang at the first one, and since it was crumbling as you cast your spell, it goes straight overhead and impacts in the wall.
Oh, my.
My lady, I suggest you cover your nose so the sneeze doesn't affect your accuracy.
This skeleton
true.
comes up and attacks some Pyros.
Oh no.
Nope.
Damn.
All right.
Oh no.
Jules, your turn.
I don't understand how these two got all cuddled up because they don't look like either one of them, could get a life partner. And I cast Vicious Mockery.
Oh, he almost wasn't listening. Roll your damage.
2.
Sayo.
All right. Crack it whip. Jesus.
How?
My cat just scared the hell out of me. Forgot he was in here and he touched my foot.
16. Swinging straight for the spine. Like through the center of its rib cage, if I could see through it.
You break off a couple ribs. But it's still static.
Oh, I will. No, that's a held action. That's all I got.
Okay. Zampiros?
All right. Zampiros will look at the fucking skeleton, just like clawing it. It's like, I just cleaned this. Fuck off. Oh well.
Oh, okay. Talk. You already had your action.
Yeah, we had the held action even before.
Harry, go ahead.
All right, well, do it again.
Go ahead. He has been hit. So
Oh, hold on. Wrong one. I'm trying to eat and play, so it's not working. Okay, even less. 2.
oh. He strikes back out at Zampiros again. I'm assuming you have a better armor class than 11.
18.
All right.
Jesus.
Jules, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to look at the guy and say, well, he can't hit much, can he?
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Oh.
he just ignores you. Co.
You see a bony little finger flip you off.
I'll sniffle and then hold my hand out and cast Blood Fang again.
Oh, looks like his bad aim is wearing off on you, on someone.
God dang, 2 nat 1s in a row. Sheesh.
Let's say how.
Go blow your nose, my lady, and come back.
It's all the bone dust. I must have allergies.
I can't
Oh,
see it yet.
No.
Do we have bonus actions at this point?
you always monk always has a bonus action after attacking with a monk weapon.
Oh, I was just playing to the held action. Usually it's one. I will try to jump kick it
Okay.
with an unarmed strike.
All right. Just misses it.
Oof.
Some parallel.
Ow. Ow.
Zampiros, I imagine at this point, with the second nat 1 of Koz, unfortunately, he's like, oh, come on. As he's now covered in blood again. I'm going to kill you for this. Alright, I assume 17 hits.
Yes, and he only had 1 hit point left, so he's out.
Woo! 8 damage.
Crushes its
What?
skull against the side of the wall.
Well, at least when Symphiros gets angry, he can kill things.
I will move away and let someone else come closer if they would like.
All
Time for
right.
inspection.
I peer into the sarcophagus. Do I see anything interesting?
You see a ceremonial dagger inside the sarcophagus. It's not. In one day, it may have been fancy. It's definitely its time has definitely taken a good hit on it.
Ceremonial dagger for a religion I do not practice. I ain't touching that thing. Nothing interesting here.
It's not ceremonial dagger, meaning you can wear it with like a fancy dress at a royal party.
Ceremonial, not religious.
Not religious, correct.
I'm still not grave robbing, so someone else can have like gander of that if they want. I'm going to the
Yeah,
sarcophagus while trying to clean myself off again. Imperials just subtly mutters under his breath, "It's like, men will die for this."
I'll take it.
Okay.
And I go grab it.
All right. Jules grabs the ceremonial dagger.
It just needs a little bit of cleaning and love.
Technically true.
Are you taking the same steps with the next one?
Mm-hmm.
We're all, yep. Holding an action, ready to go. Let's just do it.
Firebolt. I feel like a wizard.
Right. Push the sarcophagus lid open.
Move me.
Start.
Can you move me behind Talk?
And I will move right mirror.
I forget to ask you to move me. I'm like, yep, I follow. Oh, wait a minute. I do have company heading this way. We'll have to drop when they arrive.
No problem. Just a reminder, we will not be playing the next 2 Fridays.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I would.
Talk, did you get...
Talk.
Yeah, go
Firebolt.
ahead.
Yes. What? What?
Firebolt.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody else was saying something. That's what I was like asking.
No, I read what
Straight
Ari
down the
wrote.
lane. 16.
Oh, okay.
All right. Roll damage.
And here we go again. Not. Woo! Hey, baby. Starting off with a solid hit. Thank you, Firebolt.
I like to talk saying those exact words.
Ooh, baby. He talks getting a bit first.
Lost area. Okay. I guess this company showed up. Co, go ahead with your held action.
Oh, for the sake of being honest here, I actually did not say that I held an action this time.
Okay. All right. Then the skeleton is going to attack Zimperos.
Miss.
Ha-ha!
Skeleton moves up. And he also attacks Zimperos.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's a hit.
That's the one I'm going to hit. Good Lord. All right. You take 3 points of damage as the blade cuts through some of your armor.
Woo! First damage of the game.
Oh boy.
Jules, your turn.
Oh, you guys, this one smells. This one smells. I think they ate some onions or something right before they died. Vicious mockery.
Which one are you attacking?
Oh, hold on. I can't even. I get the one closest to me, I guess.
Okay. All right. So saves. Nope, of course not. Go ahead and give me a die 4 damage.
Not much.
Every hit point counts.
And he's free disadvantage now.
Oh, that too.
Co, go ahead.
Alrighty. I am going to go ahead and have my hand over my nose this time in hopes it blocks some of the bone dust I seem to have a reaction to, and cast Blood Fang with my other hand this time.
There we go.
That worked.
That's all it took. That's all it took.
Go ahead and give me damage.
Whew.
Those must be some serious allergies.
I can only imagine how old the bones in here are.
Haseo.
All right. I will run up and swing at whatever one is closer to the front.
All right, that would be the one that Co just hit.
Try to swing for the face.
Oh, you hit. Just hit it.
Just made it. Alrighty.
Damage.
Jesus.
Ooh. God damn.
All right.
4.
That's good.
Could someone move me up there? I'm gonna, if I can reach him, I'm gonna bonus action try to just punch the other one.
Yeah, you can reach the other one.
I believe
Hey.
that is called a crime against humanity.
Go ahead and give me damage. All right. 12. Damn.
Hiya!
Sale makes
Oh, he is very strong.
I appreciate the compliment.
Excellent work, Haseo.
I'll just nod around and I'll back up and again in case anyone wants
But
to
are
come
there
look in there.
books in this one?
My guess would say no.
No. There is, you find 6 electrum pieces and 3 lumps of jade.
Hmm.
Oh, nothing useful in here. We're gonna walk away.
Talk will take one of those pieces.
Shiny.
How many pieces of electro did you say there were?
6.
All right, we can divide that up 1 per person then.
Oh, yay. He may not think that it's useful. He'll change his mind when I make him a friendship necklace, too.
I think my character's made his position on grave robbing very clear.
It's not robbing if it's a gift.
Who'll excommunicate you?
I mean, technically.
I think you have to be in the church first before you can excommunicate someone from it.
My character is a cleric. And an acolyte
And
at
I'm
that.
an atheist.
You're not stealing anything. I am taking a resource and turning it into a present for someone I truly care about.
As good as that
It's not
sounds,
the
I
same.
do believe that is a sort of stealing. But on the other hand, they definitely won't need
Okay.
it.
One more. This one has to have the books in it.
Or our
I'm going to
access
prepare
to
Blood
the
Fang
other
this
doors.
time.
All
And
right.
I'm
I'm gonna go in
too.
front. I'm gonna go and go next to Talk and hold the quarterstaff.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Bye, bud.
All right. Where were we in the order before? Talk. Did you have a held action?
Firebolt, yes, sir.
Yep. All right. Go ahead.
Here we go again. I kind of want to burn more than friends. All right. 24.
That hit.
I love that song.
I do it every time. That's a 5 right now.
Go, I heard you said you prepared Bloodfang this time.
Indeed, I did. And
Alright.
bam. I
My-
still seem to have a bit of
Not
the
to hold your
sniffles.
nose.
Did yeah, I did. We killed a few more. There's more dust in here now.
All right, it takes a swipe at. Now, Zimperos is the obvious cleric, so it's gonna swing at Zimperos.
These zombies don't even
Ow.
recognize angelic blood.
For 8.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Oh God!
Oh no.
Does that knock you out?
Yep, I had 6. I now have 0.
All right.
Oh no.
Over.
Jules, you're up next.
Okay. Well, I guess I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Zampirios.
You have to be.
You gotta move next to him.
Oh, well, okay. I will move closer
It's a touch spell.
and cast Cure Wounds on Zampirios.
All right. Go ahead and roll a die 8 plus your spellcasting ability.
Plus my spellcasting ability.
Don't worry about it. He's full.
Well, sorry, I don't know what my spellcasting ability is.
He only has 9 to start, and you have more than +1, so he's good.
Yep.
Oh, okay, great.
Nice.
Go,
Whose is it?
Go.
Sorry. Let me go ahead and I don't know why, but for some reason my character sheet keeps closing. It's weird. Look, I'm slowly growing. All right, we started at 7s, then we finally made it to an 8. It's a 9 now. We'll get there eventually.
That's why it keeps closing. It's telling you to stop.
I know, right?
Kotika,
You're just
I believe
blowing
you're
dust
getting
up in the
tired.
air. All that force damage is making dust go everywhere.
But you,
Yeah, it's your turn.
Swing for the head. And hold for swinging.
hold for talent.
Oh!
Oh, fuck.
Funny.
Roll W. Tight. Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez.
Do I? Well,
That's
there you
30
go.
Is that 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of bone dust,
Yeah. He gets pulverized with skull.
reduced to
All right. So
How
as that one explodes, I like spin the quarterstaff, put it behind my back, and kind of just scream, "Let's go!" And I'm gonna just jump and try to punch the other.
So I believe you just spread more dust.
But give your bonus action 17. All right, you hit that one too.
Wow.
I love it when
46
monks get
damage
to
in
do their
one
monkey
turn.
thing. At
All right.
level 1.
That one just crumbles in a pile of bones.
Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. I think we got him.
Yeah, you got them both. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me mark them so that it's official.
Oh, that's just Saseo calming down from the adrenaline. He was into that one. He saw someone fall next to him and come back up. He's like, no, nope.
I'm just
While
gonna
you're in there, you do happen to find a small hooded lantern,
Hmm.
and it's currently closed.
I will leave it closed and pick it up with the edge of the quarterstaff if I can and just sit it
Okay.
outside.
Okay.
And then I will get out as well.
I'm gonna prestidigitation co. Just be like, you just really need to stay away from the dust.
Thank you.
Vampiros works on a kink in his nose. Oh, thanks.
I'm going to prestidigitation co again, but this time I'm going to try and clean out her nostrils.
Oh, geez.
You can move me out of the coffin.
Oh, it's weird.
It's helpful, though, isn't it?
Remember the old saying: you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Try me.
Not with that attitude.
I bury with a lantern, of all things.
I don't know. Clearly not the books we're looking for, though. This is just... we didn't sign up for this.
Well, technically we did.
That is very true. But we possibly have not yet reached the area where books would be, seeing that we did have to backtrack for said reasons.
They said to come to a crypt with books, not within a crypt with all of these crazy dead guys trying to kill you for books.
To be fair, they didn't not say that these things were here.
Talk. Can you ask your magic answer ball if ways to unlock these doors are in this room?
I have already asked that question, but we can use the orb to clarify specifically what of what we have found thus far may be of use. Magic
Possibly the
ball.
lantern.
Is this lantern magical?
All right.
A ball's gonna roll a con save at some point.
Oh no.
It is decidedly so.
What if it turns out this magic 8-ball isn't actually magic and we just got really lucky on the first couple of rolls?
Are you saying this out loud?
No, I'm just now thinking this, though. Talk's not going to think this because for all intents and purposes, it appears magical. But my paranoid brain just thought, what if it turns out it's not magical and we're just fucking around for a regular 8-ball this entire time? And it just so happened to be lucky for us.
When my
Okay.
lucky rabbit's foot helps me and, cheer on for people and they win, I don't really care if it works. I'm just still going to keep using it.
Yeah. Talk's going to try opening the lantern next to the door, just on the off chance it's like a weird key of sorts.
Okay. You open the lantern and you see that it's already lit.
What?
It's already lit.
Oh,
But there is no flame.
no flame, but it produces light.
Yes.
Ah. So it is a lantern of quote-unquote forever burning. Oh, that should be useful.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you mark down you have a lantern, a hooded lantern of continual light.
Just don't throw it at anything.
Trust me, I am as tall... Never mind, that sentence would not have made sense. Never mind, I should not be rude. That is what I get for attempting to be rude.
Papyrus is just floored and confused. Who buries their foot soldiers with magic lantern? Lady Co, can I see the sword?
If I have the sword, I will gladly pull it out from wherever I've been holding it and hand it over to him.
The dagger?
The short sword?
Oh yeah, short sword.
Yeah. Jewel has the dagger.
I have the dagger. I do not have the sword. But we at least know one thing. We know how to get through the creepy lightning bolt room with the little path going from the north door, which is over this way. What we do when we get there, I don't know.
Yeah, we're
Perhaps
sure
there's
we
something
searched
else.
everything.
There is still this one over here buried under some rubble.
Correct.
I'm
We
going
may have
You
to.
want to dig it out?
I'm gonna go behind Talk or next to him.
But first, let's ask the ball. Orb, is there anything we may find useful with underneath this rubble? Oh, wait, here we go.
There we go. That worked.
I can stop making that noise with my mouth and shaking my head violently, giving myself early onset arthritis.
I was gonna say just like have the sound of a washing machine on really high.
I don't have a washing machine.
The orb says once again, it is decidedly so. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I looked at the wrong one. Ask again later.
I am feeling rather impatient, but it wouldn't hurt to double check. Time to dig.
I will assist.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. So you move some of the brush around, some of the rubble around. You do find skeletons. However, apparently whatever caused the cave in destroyed the skeletons that were inside the sarcophagus. And as you look around, you find a total of 24 silver pieces, and small box made from vines and shells, and it has written in Elvish. It has 3 names carved into it.
So I think most of us can speak Elvish, so we'd be able to read.
Yeah, that's
that.
why I just kind of threw it out there. I figured most of you can.
A welcome surprise.
Ooh.
Is this perhaps what we were sitting down here for, to verify documents?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
What are the names?
We shall read slowly and carefully.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh, I will
What's in the box?
grab the box and hand it to Jewel.
Okay.
That seems so excited.
I was just quoting 7. But yes, I'm
There you go.
excited.
The first name is Inchel. Second name is Valfir. And the third name is Kinor.
Hmm.
Does any of that sound familiar?
What check is it to see if these names are of like adventurers?
History?
Give me a history roll.
All right. I'll ask out loud. Does anybody recognize the names? If anyone else can remember.
History
I
check.
will assist.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Just
roll
wait.
it in. Someone up. Oh, okay. Ooh. All
Yeah,
right,
I'm done.
The sailor's not sure. He not that he's heard. He doesn't know. Zamperis, you doesn't sound familiar to you. Talk and Sin and our Jules. Neither one of you remember anything in the history about these 3 names. They definitely not.
Wow.
Hmm.
No
I
clue.
can recall.
Maybe there are diaries inside. And I try to open the box.
Okay, it's not a big box. It's just a little box, like a keepsake box. The contents are empty though.
Oh. Thought it might be on a flash drive or something.
What?
So seeing that
Flash drive.
Oh,
Sure.
what?
Just a couple centuries too early.
Yeah.
Seeing that it's empty, can I search the rubble to see if I can find something small that may have been in there?
You how long you want to search? I mean, there's a lot of rubble in this area.
He will just go and like UFC training style, just start squatting and tossing stones over his head. As long as people are here talking, so he'll just be doing that.
Okay.
I will
All
help.
Zampirios, you may want to move.
Yeah, in a straight line behind the rubble, you might want to watch out.
While they're doing that, Zampiros is gonna go around the room and begin putting the corpses back into their sarcophagi and then resealing the lids.
Good luck with that. Half of them are fucking powder.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are chipped. Who's digging?
Me and
Okay.
Mud
It takes
Snuts.
you guys about a half hour to clear through it, but you don't find anything else.
Well, that wasn't worth it for my wound. Let's go.
Hold on a second.
If it's gonna take half an hour, can I also have my character perform like a burial rite for all the rest of the corpses?
Zampiros and Co. Give me another history roll. Okay. Both of you kind of remember that there was an old custom amongst the wood elves to if like they would make a little keepsake box for their children's names on it and things from their children. The wood elves would put stuff in there from their children.
What is a wood elf box doing in a human burial?
One would wager that this is. My character shrugs. Some pilfered box from some unknown family.
Is it purely a human burial?
You know what? I don't recall any of us looking at any of the bodies.
That would be correct.
Well, I'll just go ahead and start looking. Just redo everything undo everything Zump has done.
Hey, can you move me to the one south of C2? I'll check those skeletons in there.
No, we know these ones are human, right? We checked those already when I took their
you
fingers.
did check those two you checked initially, and they are both human.
Okay. So I'll check these two unless Zump wants to check one of them. But after I'm done checking them, I am going to put them back in so he does not have to do it again.
During the 30 minutes when they were digging, I just want to have kind of walked around very slowly, examining all of the walls, looking for writing or a loose brick or anything that's a little bit odd.
All right. Where? So how? You said you're looking for loose bricks. I mean, are you going
loose bricks? Any writing on the walls? Like during the 30 minutes that they were digging, just all around the walls, all around the outside.
Are you going into the coffin or the sarcophagus areas as well, or not?
If there's time for that.
Let me see.
30 minutes, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Roll 10 times. Let's do that. Roll 10 times.
10 times. Insight, perception.
Perception.
Perception. Okay. 1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Roll 20, sitting here like, why are you rolling so many times? Stop it.
Okay. I think that's 10.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You do not find anything.
Wow. Okay.
Imagine you rolled all nat 20s for whatever reason, and he was like, well, fuck, I gotta give her something. Find an elven fingernail.
Oh, jeez. Right.
You can sell that on the black market.
Sold. Used all her nat 20s for the next 4 weeks on those 10 rolls.
For a fingernail. Okay. Well, that's how I spent all my time.
Yeah. During the 30 minutes, Talk will ask a couple questions of the 8-ball about the other items they found. First one being 8-ball orb of stuff. Dagger is magic. Yes, no? Question. I don't know why my sentence formulated like that.
The orb comes back with better not tell you now.
Excuse me? Orb, are you giving me sass?
Ooh,
Shake.
sassy.
Yes.
Line of thinking. In order to remove a finger for this ring of keys, you must what? Cut them. With what? A knife or dagger. The orb is inconclusive. Orb, if I cut off a finger of one of these skeletons with the dagger, will it become a key? Very, very forceful. Shake, 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 shake.
Reply hazy. Try again.
Let's just try it. Let's just try it.
Talk will pause and just ask the same question again, exactly the same way he worded it before, and just shake, 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 shake.
It is decidedly so.
I'm gonna walk over to Talk and ask. May I ask it a question?
Ask Orb, please. My arms are beginning to get sore shaking this thing so
It
much.
says it's decidedly so. We know how to make keys. Let's make some keys.
Let's try it. While he's asking it a question, we'll go ahead and try getting a finger, I suppose.
Are any of these elves?
Two of them were.
The two I'm next to?
No. Let's
Two
see.
in the room?
The one down here by Hiseo and this one.
Well, those are the fingers we need. We need elven fingers.
You
It
know,
may
I
also work
wonder
on human.
if, because Ari worked with somebody who dabbled in necromancy, if he should be the one to cut the fingers.
Aries taking a nap right now.
That's right. You are right.
I
Talk.
thought Eri was watching the halfling.
I think they're both taking a nap right now.
One of them.
It does seem very quiet.
While all this is going on, Zampiros is going to desperately try to ignore all the nonsense happening and ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. So 30. Okay, where is? Let me hold on a second. I need to find. All right, you're right on the C2. So 30 feet of you. Let's see here. All right. So basically, sarcophagus to sarcophagus, and wall to wall. Okay. All right. So there is, well, you detect magic coming from Hiseo, which is the orb that you know about that.
Talk had the orb.
No,
No,
Talk
Hiseo
passed
took
it off
it.
for a sec.
Oh.
Yeah. He gave it to Hiseo. Let's see here.
Talk for the lantern, I'm presuming.
Yes. Talk is Talk radiates magic. Co-radiates magic. And Hiseo is radiating magic.
I assume I radiate magic because of the one finger I have left.
So I'm going to walk over to Ko with the dagger.
This one here. It's Elven.
And I'm just going to start chopping off fingers.
Okay. Like I said, they are skeletons, so you can take the skeleton finger.
Do they have all 10 of their digits?
Yes.
I take all 10.
Okay.
I'm still going to just use the knife because it's ceremonial.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over to Jewel and Co. and kind of in earshot, just say out loud to everybody what pretty much the answer to my question is.
Okay.
So we have the tools, according to the ball, to get past the room with the lightning. Should we examine everything we have and see if something affects that room?
Well, we know we have the path to follow, and we know that the floor and the pressure of us moving on the floor is what shoots it off. So we just need to follow the path. and we should be fine.
Yes,
Maybe the lantern could reveal something that we couldn't see.
that as well. I believe if we want to return there, we should try opening this door here next to me, rather than go back through angry dog demon.
I would like to test one of these new fingers out on the original door to get out just to see if it does indeed open. Although I guess we could just test it on that one. That's fine. It establishes the exact same result regardless. Jewel, would you mind going to Hiseo and asking if he found any elven bodies?
Hey, Aseo. Have we found any other elven bodies?
I mean, technically, I walked over to where you both were standing, but yes, I found one over here.
Collect those fingers as well.
Grab the fingers!
I'm gonna just grab them and just snap them off like I'm cracking my own knuckles.
Okay.
No,
No, it's got to be with the dagger, Hiseo.
Well, here's two.
I'm going to hand him the dagger. And then I'm going to walk over and just hug Zampirios because I feel like he needs it in this moment.
You'll hear Zampiros desperately trying to pray all this nonsense away, just muttering under his breath. I stand in the desert, watching men try to drown.
It's the greater good. It's all for the greater good. You'll be okay. I promise.
That is what scares me.
I'm going to just stand right here so whoever has the other 8 fingers can give them to me.
I think Hiseo was cut, so
Yeah.
I'll hand you fingers.
I'll give them to you if I cut them already.
okay.
Okay, so
All
I
right.
think that I have 19 fingers right now.
Okay, you guys, before we do this, how are we feeling?
ready
feel
to
great.
go.
I
I
am
would-
not,
At least try.
I am not able to cure anyone else.
I would like a rest.
If we
If it-
go, there is that little healing well out the front door. If we need it, now's the time.
Did everyone go to the bathroom before we leave?
Maybe you should just
There is a
try.
drain.
Maybe you should just try.
I will sigh and then mosey on over to the front door where I had originally said we should test this out at.
And I'm gonna say, that's a good girl.
I will follow.
And then I will place one of the fingers that we have cut off, not the one that I know works,
Okay.
against the indent and see if it opens.
Okay. So you're placing one of the skeletal fingers, not the mummified finger.
Correct.
It does not open.
No.
Orb, you lied.
Well,
Jewel, let me see one of those jewels.
okay. And I hand them over.
I'll go back and I'll start touching each of the jewels that she had against the indent.
Nothing happens.
I'll go back and give them back to her because I don't want them.
You'll want them when I put them on a necklace.
What is the list of things that we have again?
We have a piece of paper detailing what looks like a bunch of directions.
We have a dagger.
We have a silver short sword. Speaking of which, have I looked at the short sword yet? Is it actually just a completely silver sword, or is it plated silver?
It is plated silver.
Okay, good. I thought someone was actually stupid enough to make an entirely silver sword.
You know how much that's worth? It's worth its weight in silver.
Are you kidding me? The plating alone costs 100 gold.
It's worth its weight in silver.
We have a wooden box. We have lots of pretty gems. A lantern. A shield. I have a shield. And I hold up my shield.
Talk, don't you also have some gems?
I have some jade.
Will you place them against the indent and see if something happens?
We shall try. And talk shall try.
Nothing happens.
Damn.
Ooh, maybe if we dip one of the skeleton fingers in the blood and then try it.
I'll go. At this point, I'm desperate and I'll try anything. I roll all of them except for the mummified one in the blood on the floor.
Okay. After spending about 5 minutes doing that and trying them, none of them work.
All right, we've reached a point where we either have to leave or we have to continue. And if we continue, we're trapped.
So, wait. We need mummified fingers, not skeletal fingers. What if we just mummify the halfling
Oh
and
my
then cut
God.
off her fingers?
No.
That's such a great idea. I've never heard of a better one.
Lempiros
maybe
bombs
we
the
should just
space.
try
I'm going
this
to
door.
die in this crypt. Is that ironic?
Let's try it.
Let's go back over. Look, the mummifying process takes
How
a lot
does-
longer.
Can we speed up the mummifying process?
Do you have embalming fluid?
Since none of you are necromancers nor educated in the means of mummification, no.
Let's wait until Aerie wakes up. Then maybe we can mummify the halfling.
Loath as I am to suggest this course of action, we do have these directions, and if I remember the layout of the room correctly, it seems like they would go to that chest that was in the room with all the necrotic pillars.
My thoughts exactly.
Could I, by chance, get somebody to post what that paper said again as I, in character, rummage through my pockets trying to find it?
Nope,
There you
there we go.
Thank you so much. Ah, here's the paper. All right, let's see. So, what if these are the W's, but then one of them would be 1 and one of them would be 2? Because if this is north, then that means this is east. Never mind.
Looking
It
at these
says
directions,
door north with a colon, and then then directions with the commas. So I think it means the door, like the north door north, door N.
I'll be honest, I am trying so hard. I don't remember what door is north because I'm looking in here and I'm like, this is the first
We
room
don't
before the
have-
water.
We
And,
don't have a north door in this room. It's the north door of the lightning room, which connects to this hallway.
Then
So
I say that we just swallow whatever fear we have of dying in here and use the last finger to open this door because the only way to progress
not
is
the lightning
to
room
progress.
either. So
But
we'll
maybe
still
it is a
have
way
to
around
open.
it.
We'll still have to open.
I have
the door
just had a
between
thought.
This room and the lightning room.
There's a chest in the lightning room, though, that might have more keys.
What's your thought?
So, those fingers that were used, you can still feel them, correct?
I can still feel them. Yes, they're there. I just can't see them.
What if, like some other magical items, they have a per day charge, and when they are used, they turn invisible to signify the user that they have been used? Perhaps us taking a rest may actually solve this conundrum for us.
You know, that is a good thought. In that scenario, I would like to go ahead and vote for a short rest, especially for some of those that do need the healing.
Lady Kotaka, may I see one of the ethereal fingers?
I hand the whole necklace thing over to him.
Okay.
As the tech magic is still going, do these things radiate magical energy?
Yes.
Yes, that seems to lend credence to the theory. And I hand them back to Co.
However, odds are we will not be able to just rest here for a short while. We will most likely have to spend the night. And as unappealing as that sounds, it would be more worthwhile to stay in here rather than use the last finger and then be wrong.
Of course. I wonder if maybe we rest for a short while, see if they come back, and if not, then we will go ahead and rest here for the night.
Oh boy.
While that is going, however, we should still prepare this room on the off chance that either A, someone else comes down here, or B, we have some uninvited guests.
Understood. Haseo. Haseo.
He's driving.
Haseo is driving. He's texting his actions. He says Haseo is meditating in the center of the room. Short
He's
rest
texting while
and must
driving.
move.
Could you please move the corpse in the one that the halfling is not in to the one that the halfling is in, please?
Oh no, the halfling's in the cupboard right now.
Never mind. The halfling is in the cupboard. Could you please move the corpse that is not in the one the halfling was in originally into the one that she was in prior to being moved to the cupboard?
Why?
Because as far as preparing, I wish to climb inside for safety.
He says, of course.
My second question is the same as the first. Why?
Well, did you not just hear the metal men speak of preparing in case anything were to jump in here?
I believe you have misunderstood my instruction.
Perhaps. Re-explain better.
Use big stone that cover sarcophagus as wall. Place in makeshift barricade. Simple, yes. No, question mark.
I want to just grab Talk's head and shake it like the 8-ball he's been shaking.
The question is, can she reach?
Well, it depends. Are you standing all the way up? Because I mean, I feel like at 5'3" on my tiptoes, my arm length could at least reach your head.
You are 5'3". Talk is 6'8". Are your arms
On my
more
tippy
than a
toes?
Your tippy toes adds about 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just use your mage hand.
Yeah, good point. You could use a mage hand.
I cast mage hand and I shake his head like it's the 8-ball.
Well, now Tuck covered in blood.
And it makes the same rattling sound.
My inner
Talk it.
components.
I'm gonna grab the rest of the robes from Talk and go into a corner and make a little bed for myself and just lay down.
Okay.
I will ask Haseo to, instead of moving the corpse, which would be much lighter and just hiding inside of the thing, to instead use more of his muscle to move the entire lid against the door openings.
Okay.
Zampiros is going to go and check on Mrs. Leviatine in the cupboard, as we never explicitly stated that we turned off our sensors, either of us, so I'm going to make sure she isn't dying of incense inhalation.
Oh, that'd be unfortunate.
She's still alive. Unless
I
you
like that
gag her,
wording.
she's been talking the whole time.
For now. She's still alive.
I'm just
For now.
imagining Zampiros like unlocking the thing. Opener's like, oh, thank God. Zampiros, please help me out. She's fine.
She is guilty of attempted murder. We shall have her dealt with when we return.
What are you talking? Sure.
So
I'm
now
also
we're
going to ask Haseo to go and grab like one of these little sarcophagus things, and then I will be climbing atop the rubble and have him put the door right there.
Okay.
And I guess he can come too. He just shuts us in there.
Okay. All right, so after an hour, your short rest is over, and the fingers are still translucent.
I'll shout out through the any opening that may actually carry voice. They're not back yet.
We're gonna die in here.
We are not.
We're gonna die in here.
I'm drawing lines and I can't get it to stop. Help! I legitimately can't get it to stop.
What do you mean you're drawing lines?
Do you not see all the?
No.
No.
Refresh.
Are you drawing lines or are you doing lines? I'm a little bit concerned.
I'm
my
drawing
friend.
lines, but
Are you doing?
not yet.
Are you doing lines, bro?
How do I get this to stop? I legitimately don't know how to get this to stop. Why is it?
Click on the arrow in the top right.
Oh wait, is this the lines right here?
No. I've got like a squiggle of black lines where I was trying to draw what door he blocked off, but it's now just attached to my mouse and I can't get it to stop.
Did you click on the mouse button at the top of that area?
The top left corner.
How
It
do I?
sounds like we need to have you
Just
reload
exit,
the roll
yeah.
20 again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we don't see anything. Oh, now I'm starting to see some lines.
Why must
Those
you
are
be
my
like
lines.
this?
Okay.
We're sharing lines now.
I will,
It's better than needles.
we'll see if I'm fixed
Oh God.
here.
Magic. When I got invited to play this game, it did not include a kitty cat. Bye-bye, sir. Get.
Okay, we're fixed. We're fine.
Okay.
I'm no longer
Alright.
screaming.
It's been an
While
hour.
you guys figure out what you're going to do next, I'm going to take a quick break, get a refill on my drink. As I said, after a short rest, nothing has changed.
I think that just to double check, we had agreed that if after the short rest they had not come back, that we were going to do a long rest.
Yeah, we were going to camp out in here essentially.
Let's do a
And-
long rest.
Doing so, we're going to prep the location, quote unquote, a little bit. So we've used the lid on this door, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get our spell
And this
slots
door.
back.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Hallelujah.
There is one here. I had from this one here, from this one. That one.
I moved
The one
this
that's
one
here.
back to this sarcophagus.
Oh no, I'm talking about like after that while we were getting things set up.
Hey, you guys, when you do a long rest,
Although that's a good point. We could just
Do you-
move this one again over here.
do you prepare new? You have the opportunity to prepare new spells. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You gain all expended spell slots.
I know the spell slots. Do you have the ability to change out the spells that you have?
If you know more spells and you can swap them out, yes.
I guess I don't understand the difference between knowing spells and preparing spells.
For
You can
example,
only have so many prepared. You can know however many you know.
For example, a cleric intuitively knows all of their spells because they're bestowed by a deity, but they can switch them out after every long rest. A wizard or sorcerer mostly has to know what the spell is beforehand, and they have to copy in their book and shit, and then memorize specific ones.
Okay. Got it.
I don't recall
That
how
makes sense.
Bard works. I think you might operate on quasi wizard.
I think I have to select them beforehand, but that helps. That I get it now.
So there's still this lid and this lid and this lid that can be used on either of these doors.
Oh no, I've done it again. It's
That's
for
okay.
all of the drawing tools. Hold on.
We'll just
And he's gone.
say they're blocked off again.
Jeff, are you back?
Roll20 just hates me today.
There.
If
I've
we're
marked all the
getting a
doors.
Long rest. Can we level up?
So what I'm thinking, right, is so we've got this door blocked off. So basically we can block off 5 doors and have 2 little catacomb wall pieces to spare.
Yeah, so I've got one of them right here with me and him. There is still this one left, I think, and that's it.
So what I'm thinking we could do is we pull the one off this door and actually make it like form a wall between here and this post, and then use our last spare one to maybe like set up some kind of wall from here to here. They're pretty long sarcophagi door things, so essentially
You're
setting up a
saying
wall from
put
there to
the
there.
long one here and the other long one and maybe a littler one here to make this entire area safe for all of us.
Yeah, essentially, because paranoia would say that if the fingers come back after a day, there is a possibility that these skeletons could also come back after a day. It depends if their magic is tied to the magic of the fingers.
Hey, Jessica.
Since obviously skeletons don't just get born. Brunch. I should grab a drink.
That would be the game master.
Ah, nobody's microphone was on, so I thought I was going crazy.
I was just listening. So I think that what Talk was wanting to do was instead use the two bigger sarcophagus lids and maybe a little one to create this wall right here and a wall right here so all of us could be in here.
Okay.
So then I will... Oh, now I can click on them to remove all these damn lines. Excuse me, I apologize. Oh, I apparently can't get rid of that one.
Because our plan, right, is to do a long rest and see if the fingers come back. And if not, then we'll get the heck out of Dodge and try and consider a new option.
How are
Yeah.
we going to leave? We've not been able to open this door.
We have one finger.
We've got
left.
one finger left.
Didn't the gate like lock behind us mysteriously and spookily?
Wait, did it?
Didn't it?
No, this is that
No,
gate
this
that locked
door
behind
did.
us.
No, like the trap door. Didn't that like spookily close behind us as soon as we got in the crypt?
Well, all
I
we needed
hope
was
it
the
didn't.
crowbar last time.
I hope it didn't close behind us because I don't remember that.
I remember that.
I don't remember that either.
I don't remember
Demon
that.
did
But
it?
all we needed was a crowbar last time for that one. So we could probably get out with a crowbar this time. Hey, Jessica. If we're getting a long rest, can we just like evolve? Are we evolved? Can we take our
She's
next
asking if
form?
all the demon dogs and everything we've killed equals level 2.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
He said
Oh.
no.
No. You have not. All the stuff you have.
All right, I'm back.
No, you haven't got enough.
How much experience
Okay.
would we get for the halfling?
I feel like that doubles the work we've put in.
You're supposed to get experience from a challenging encounter. I don't.
That
feel
was.
that-
I was
a
joking.
challenging
Oh,
encounter.
she's
That was a very challenging
She
encounter.
has made this
That
shit
was a
challenging.
challenging encounter.
See, like, with everything that we killed with her, should have had double XP.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Let's long rest it out. All right, let's do it. Can we leave the halfling in the cupboard when we rest?
I'll
Just
turn
in
off her
case
sensor
something
so she
does
doesn't
come out.
die of smoke inhalation.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
so
smart.
bad. So bad.
Okay. Are
Mine
you
will
setting
stay
up
on.
watch?
got-
Talk can sleep while standing essentially and still keep watch. Sentry's rest, hell yeah.
I will keep first watch.
I'll take second then.
Third.
Okay.
I presume that Haseo will probably watch with me.
Okay. All right. 8 hours pass. There are no encounters.
What's your max health spiral so I can change it? There.
11.
There are no encounters. Are the fingers back yet?
Yes, I have the fingers back.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
My hypothesis proved correct.
I
Yes.
just hold him up. Talk, you were right.
It took me way too long to arrive at that conclusion. I am ashamed.
It took
Listen,
all
guys,
of us way too
I
long.
don't want to camp here again. Can we? I don't want to camp here again.
Shall we try to reach the lightning room again?
Yes.
Shall we go towards this door for that, or one of these?
This one.
Well,
I
the
believe.
lightning room is this door.
You just told me earlier it's not.
No,
Well,
it's a hallway.
It has
the
to
lightning
get.
room.
That's how you get there.
The plan is to follow the path.
Alrighty, I'll take one of the. It's 4 fingers.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take one of the 4 fingers and. Wait, question. Was it always 4, or was one of them gone because it had been used?
No, there's 4.
Damn.
You open this door first, and then you open this door, and then you open the door to the tiled room. That's 3.
Yeah, I was just hoping that maybe we found it when there was 5, but it had been used and I couldn't see it.
Like the thumb.
And then maybe 5 were back again instead. But no,
that
I'll
would
take
mean someone
one of
had used it and was in the crypt somewhere.
the- Right. I'll take one of the 4 and place it against the indent that's, I presume, is on this door as well.
Yes.
You guys keep your eyes open for an invisible mummified finger.
Excuse me? What?
I don't think that it would be invisible anymore now, Jewel.
I said what I said.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you did.
That you did.
Okay.
We're going to use the halfling as a type of ski and kind of glide across the room on her body, Haseo. That way we're safe and she takes all the damage.
You guys, she will be tried accordingly. Ari will just stay here and watch her so that we can take care of business.
You all keep
And
talking about the crimes, but being suicidal isn't the crime.
Well, it depends on your religion.
Wasn't she a follower of the Stormbringer? That seems to be part and parcel.
I
Yeah,
love
good point.
philosophy as much as the next guy, but can we go? I don't want to sleep here again.
Very well. Crypt
Yep.
keeping. Opening the door.
Right.
Based on the numbers of doors and the amount of fingers we have, we probably will need to spend the night here again.
Don't come at me with your logic. We
Just let's
Don't
do the
worry.
same
You
thing
shall
that we've
listen.
been doing to save as many fingers as possible and use the crypt things,
Yes.
the crypt lids to hold open doors.
Yes.
Okay. All right. As you get to the top of the stairs here. Talk doesn't, I don't think, no, Talk wouldn't notice it so much, but everyone else notices it starts getting colder as you get the closer to the top of the stairs you get.
Oh, goody.
I'm gonna take my bag off of my back for a second and kind of dig through it and pull out some sort of fur, anything to go over my shoulders and arms from my disguise kit, and then continue.
Okay. Lampiros, you're the first to notice as you walk through the hall, and as you're breathing, you can see your breath.
Why would it be so cold in here?
Isn't the lightning room in the next room? What? There wasn't ice before, was there?
No.
Not that I recall.
But if we're going down, it's colder in caves and things.
You
Maybe
went
it's
up.
just because we're going.
These stairs go up.
Go up.
Yeah, these stairs ascend, not descend.
Oh, I don't know. And I'm gonna prestidigitation my pants to be warm.
And Theo would like to check for traps.
Everyone laughs at me when I say it's the most powerful spell in the game.
It can clean your nose. It can warm your pants. Come on.
No,
Flavor
it can
your
clean
food.
other people's noses, apparently.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
You're welcome.
Just fucking.
Can someone roll die 20 for Haseo?
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, you should have done it.
I don't know. That could have been my 3.
Just because I was going to do it, since I'm taking him. I just want to see what I would have got. Damn it, that was a 10. Hold on.
I mean, that is a D10.
It would not have been better. He failed all around.
Oh no! What if I had
getting
done
just
it?
getting the low rolls out now.
Maybe Haseo should just roll his own damn dice.
Okay,
I think everything is crashing.
I watch Haseo roll just to see what he would have gotten. He gets a nat one.
Can I just, as we're walking through, I just want to look on the floor for mummified fingers.
You don't find any.
Okay.
And you come to another door similar to the others with the indention on it.
Because Haseo was staring at my morning hair, I'm just gonna like slightly go wide-eyed and like put my hands on my hair and check and make sure that everything is good and okay.
I don't know that elves can get morning hair. They mostly meditate in a trance.
It depends if it's a lazy meditation or not.
She's a half elf.
They meditate laying down.
Oh,
I'm not a half elf. I'm a high elf.
Oh.
You're the half elf.
Well, I know I am. I thought we had more in
I'm
common.
not a half elf. You're a half elf.
I know you are, but what am I?
Full elf.
Zambiros, give us a human perspective on things. I'm an elf.
Talk.
Okay.
Don't even start.
Let's open the door. Let's open the door. Let's open the door.
I'm actually going to like talk the fingers just because I want to see if somebody else can use the fingers to open the door.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Talk's gonna go ahead and try and open the door then.
The door opens.
Oh, thank God. Haseo, run back and get another crypt lid. He's gonna go back. Get this lid. and come back.
So this
Okay.
this is the room. This is the room. This is the room.
I still see
Okay.
darkness, even with my dark vision.
I have a
You just gotta
lantern.
blink a couple times to get your eyes all warmed up. Like this. And they start blinking really fast and really hard.
I cannot blink. Haha, that was a joke. See, it got a laugh.
I love that Talk's punchlines are, haha, that was a joke.
Okay.
This
So
is a
again,
problem.
Come across the tiled room. This time from another door.
Okay. So it would be let's just see here. West 2. Let's try this first. West 2, South 2 would be East 3. 1, 2.
Hold on.
Three.
Let me help.
Yeah, can you
South
post the
2,
instruction?
West 1, South 1. That's it. That's
So-
it. Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So, West 2, South 2, East 3, South 2, West 1, South 1.
Well, I do believe we're going to follow that path then.
Those
Hold on.
are the only ones we should touch.
Hold on. I do not inherently trust these tiles. I'm going to try going by myself. Talk.
Say it was already.
No, Talk will go first. He's been like the only person who's not gotten hurt this entire time. He's going to heal though.
Seeing as all three of the
Carry the lantern. Carry the lantern.
quote unquote
Well,
men,
Talk has a
because
lantern, yeah.
Talk's a middleman, are arguing about who's going to go to their death first.
Technically, I cannot die.
So Talk steps on the first tile. Everyone holds their breath. Nothing happens.
He fucking explodes. No. All right, so we're going to continue following that path then. So we go.
Oh, I
Right.
will gladly stay here. He doesn't need
Right.
all of us to go to that
Okay.
path.
There's a
Right.
trunk. There's a trunk.
A chest?
A
Julie,
trunk.
I would be careful. Then we go East 3. Uno, dos, tres.
Okay.
Sump, you have to stay back here because you might not let him take things.
Okay.
West
What are
1.
you talking?
South 1. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe there
Let's
might be a
pop this
very
trunk.
tiny person in there, and if it's a very tiny person in the very tiny trunk, meaning it's a very tiny coffin, you have to promise me that you're going to let him defile it.
What is that wording? That was disgusting.
My character stands completely flabbergasted where he is, splays out his arms, looks left and right, back at you, and then he just points his mace at you. Shame on you. Shame.
Shame. Do you have a bell, Zump? Shame. Plong. Shame.
kinda-
Plong.
Wondering what the heck was going on with the defiling.
Look,
How is the room being defiled?
define, defile, to spoil, sully, impair, debase, degrade, pollute, corrupt. I'm just saying it works in this scenario.
If I show up to a bar and say I'm about to defile somebody's night, I guarantee I'm going to fucking jail. Like,
Your bar would not be in D&D.
Oh, Aries back.
Hello. My
Eri,
my
Oh, Aries back.
community.
Haseo died.
What?
Yeah, he's dead. He was killed by a falling.
No, we're joking. We're joking. He's fine. He's fine. He's just in a car texting while driving.
Anyways,
Okay.
Could you imagine? It's like, yeah, Sayo died. What?
Jeff, you
Oh, we
like,
solved the mystery of the fingers, by the way. They're a day charge thing. So yeah, you use one, and then the next day it recharges.
Well, now we know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got this door pried open for you, as well as this one. We've learned to utilize the fingers to the maximum potential.
but listen, right now you're watching the halfling, so just make sure that she's good and tied before you come.
I'll slide the slab back up.
Oh, she's in this thing over here right now. Just make sure you've got it tied on top of her.
Jewel, I would suggest you watch your wording with that type of sentence.
Why is your mind always in the gutter? Who programmed you?
I am simply observing all possibilities.
Just
And that is
one.
one of the possibilities.
Would you just defile that trunk already?
See, this is why. Anyways,
The trunk
time
is
to defile.
unlocked. You don't see a lock on it.
Is it a mimic? It better not be. I don't like mimics. Let's open it.
I would like to hold Sacred Flame.
Inside, you see a small bottle, 8 malachite gems,
Ooh.
3 arrows,
Oh.
and 2 pieces of paper.
Ooh.
That moment where you don't have any kind of archer. He's like 3 arrows, and the robot goes, eh.
You said 8 malachite gems?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had, well, we're not going to care about the arrows. We had 2 pieces of paper, and then what else? A potion or a bottle of some kind of liquid?
3 pieces of paper.
Is anything written on the papers?
They're
That's what we'll have to
clues.
check. I'm going to take the mask off this creep.
Okay, one of them is written in arcane, and the other is written in common.
Let's read the common.
All right, hold on.
Defile also means to destroy. Just saying.
Kodaka, I guarantee me and you just thought the same fucking thing.
As he was saying about that going to a club and going to jail part.
Hey, yo, I'm going to destroy that ass. Ah! I have discovered the source of getting rid of the summoning circle.
You have?
Yes, let me read the instructions here. To destroy the summoning circle, stand on the die. Fuck? West of the circle. Speak the following 10 times. Oh, wa ta fu.
Wait!
mai,
Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it!
What?
Don't say it yet.
All of a sudden, a summoning circle appears in the room with us as well.
Instead of saying the thing, he's like, "Oh god damn, I fucked up."
Who
Should we deal with
programmed
that
you?
demon dog scenario then?
I say that we should test that, but maybe
it.
after we search some more, because we already know what's in that room at the moment.
Hmm.
The halfling's
Yes.
death, of course.
Well, we do know how to get into that room from here.
There is one more I cannot read. Would Talk be able to identify what language it's written in, or does it just look like gibberish to him?
It looks like gibberish to him.
Okay, well he'll take the other paper and like start bringing it back to pass it along to see if anybody else reads it.
Okay.
I still would like to search this body I'm on.
Arcane would be airy, possibly Cope.
Yeah.
We'll eventually get to one of somebody who can read it because he's gonna go
The best
back along the
sale.
path. And
Yes, Ari or Co could read it.
can they read it because they're magic casters?
Yes, because they're arcane casters.
Oh well, Talk would be able to read it too. I'm pretty sure because he's a. Wait, does Artificer count as an arcane?
Hold on a second. I need to get your spell list up. Let me see. That's
As far as I know, our arcanists are just really good engineers.
Well, they make magic items and they still have access to magic. So I don't
As
know
long-
exactly.
spell. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. It is identified.
Oh, the paper is like a scroll of identify.
Yep. Yeah, and arcanists can cast that spell. So, Talk knows what it is.
Oh, so Talk would be able to read it then.
Yes. Yeah. Arcanists can.
Oh, okay.
They can't cast the regular version. They have to cast the ritual version, but it's still the same spell.
Okay. So yeah, so he'd be able to read it to that. So okay, cool. So we won't have to do a weird game of avoid your death while passing back notes in class.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you guys? Co, you don't find anything. It's just a skeleton. Anything it had has just degraded or fallen apart over the years.
Oh, I won't even bother to check the other one
Yeah.
then.
Jewel is still going on about Defile.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
So what does the one with the arcane on it say?
It's a scroll of identify.
What?
It is a scroll of identify. So basically, it casts identify without having to use a spell slot for such.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
You don't need the
I did
spell,
not realize that's
and you
how
don't need the 100 gold piece pearl either.
Ooh.
That's what I was trying
But
to
once
do
you
before.
use it, it's used. It's gone.
It's gone. Yes.
Or
We shall
not
see.
trying to do. I did do, but I shouldn't have done. Okay.
How do we get to the east door?
One would presume toughing it out or going around.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe one of
let's-
these.
Let's try that instead. That sounds like a
Talk.
much better idea.
So I'm
Hello.
the less fun one then.
Can you get this red continual light torch off the wall?
The red? Well, we can try.
No.
Well, we did find a lantern of forever being lit, so I don't think we need a torch, but if you want it, I can still grab it.
Yeah, you find that the torch is actually molded into the sconce, which is molded into the wall.
Ah. That'll be a no.
Are the blue ones the same way?
Yes.
It keeps them from being thrown.
Oh, oh.
We have so many
God,
inside
things are
jokes
too
at this
dumb.
point.
Wait,
Talk
hold on. I
has
want to go
faith.
open something randomly.
We don't know what's on the other side of that door, but we know what's on the other side of the demon dog door, and we know how to fix the demon dog situation. Maybe we should do the demon dogs?
Or maybe we should wait in case there's another circle in a room we haven't seen yet.
Well, can't we just say the same thing more than once? I'm just saying.
To be fair, these instructions are not like magical instructions where we can only do it once. This is just normal instruction for how to remove a summoning circle.
Right.
The
but
last time
my-
we skipped a room, we all had to come all the way back here and then spend the night in the creepy place with the creepy guys. And maybe if we just kill the demon dogs, then we will find something else in that room that will help us with the next ones.
Allow me a counter thought. We already know what is behind Demon Dog door number 1. We also know that behind Demon Dog door number 2 is the Lightning Room door number 1. We've already entered in Lightning Room door number 1. Nothing else goes in or from the Demon Dog door number 1 or 2.
So far as we're
At
aware.
this point, if we went into one of these and searched further, maybe we would instead find books, and we can always enter the demon door later on our way out, but we can only go so far with so many fingers. So we would be losing progression going backwards instead of just hitting it on our way out.
I don't like confrontation.
Touch the finger to one of the doors.
Door to
Zampiros
finger
will-
touch. Boop.
Zampiros will solemnly just kind of flounce over and touch Jules' shoulder. Everything will be all right, and I cast guidance.
Ooh,
There
I
is no
feel all tingly.
concerned. What is behind door number 3?
Let's see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. We used 2 here, so there's 5 left. So we're going to prop this one open too.
Okay.
So I'm to understand we've had a full night's rest.
We
Yes.
have. We couldn't drag you in the room with us, but we slept over here.
We put
You
up
slept-
fake walls.
You slept with the halfling.
Somebody had to guard her in case she got free.
How dare you say those words in the same sentence?
You slept with the
Everyone-
halfling.
Everyone in this group has a dirty mind.
Well, to be fair, it's all Jackbox's fault.
And you have a dirty language.
Extendo.
I mean, his sales mine ain't dirty, but mine is.
Sure. Anyways,
You have dark vision.
Talk has a light,
Dark
but
and
no
light.
dark vision.
Okay. So when you open the door, you see it's a corridor heading south. But you need to turn some light because there's no torches in this hallway.
So he's gonna kind of dangle the light in front of him as he peers around the corner.
I just imagine like a robot face with glowing eyes and a light peeking around a corner.
Spooky.
That way he still has cover.
Every inch of the walls in this corridor are covered with a carved bas relief of various figures, objects, and symbols. The figures and the carvings are all engaged in some type of activity, such as worshiping the sun, casting spells, fighting battles with humanoids, leading the undead. There are symbols of lightning bolts, masks, hourglasses, flags, trees, daggers, and many others.
Talk will take a moment
Ooh.
just to kind of look over the image, like memorizing it, because it's a
Okay.
very interesting looking piece.
Talk, do your Xerox copy thing.
Why? I can just remember. I must save the So just to provide an explanation for how I am able to do that, I can only have so many pictures of operating at one time. So when we go to create the little proof of what was that individual's name who had asked for a proof of some kind? that he was royalty or a noble.
God, we always forget that guy's name.
Burrell, was it?
Barn Owl, you're right.
I think we said two completely different things, but okay.
Can Ari look at the wall and see if it's depicting something historical or if it's just random images?
It's random images.
Is this also a door?
Yes.
I want to look at the dagger that was mentioned and see if it matches the one we found in the one tomb.
No.
All right. If I may, the finger that opens this door will be the last finger for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Good thing we're prying them open, I suppose.
We do have the door behind us held open, correct?
We do, and we have 4 doors, the 4 sarcophagus lids left that we could use to pry things open with.
Excellent. Are we ready to move on and see what is in the next room?
I
Yes.
believe so.
I don't know why. I have a bad feeling about this one.
Swap with me.
Let's open the door.
Here we go.
Open the door, everything's on fire. We're just like, yep, I was right.
All right.
Hello,
So how long has
Ricky.
all this taken since
Ari
we
is
woke
not
up?
at their hall.
Sorry?
Oh God, that's such a good idea. I changed my mind, and I'm gonna move just myself to right over here in case the hallway catches fire.
We can move fast enough. We'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm made of metal. It'll take a bit longer for me to burn.
Sure.
Good luck, Hussein. I am joking. You will be fine. Haha.
All right, hold on. All
Seeing
right,
that they have not
all right, hold on.
burst into flames.
Zafaros, are you opening the door or is Talk opening the door?
I swapped with Talk. I'm opening the door.
You're opening the door. Okay. And your dark vision is good for 60 feet?
Correct.
All right. So 10, 20.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Okay. This large room is supported by, from what you can see, two carved pillars of marble. There are what appears to be 4 coffins or sarcophagus. Yeah, there we go. One here, one here, one here, and what appears to be one over in this corner here. And the one in the middle is, while these 3 around the walls are kind of plain and simple like the ones you saw in the previous room, this one in the middle here is decorated and ornate.
I'm just gonna.
And it appears to have a mummified human lying on top of it.
I just want to whisper to Ari and be like, "Do you think that's Barn Owl?"
Fingers.
There's but one way to find out, my lady.
That's what I'm saying. Mummification.
All right, guys. Well, you're standing in the doorway, so either.
Well, at least you'll be able to see your mummy then.
The Pearls will take the dodge
Was
action
that
and walk
a
into the room.
joke, Ari?
Give me another 60 feet, Samperos, if you would, please. All right. Good.
Oh, I see. You're doing it from the side. That makes more sense.
Oop.
Oh.
You see 2 more columns supporting the roof, a hole in the floor which has a large number of webs around it, and then an altar on the far wall.
Okay, I quit. It's been great, guys, but it's time for me to leave this campaign. If there's spider, I'm joking.
Don't worry, you're not the only person who immediately had the reaction of no, no, no.
Quick, somebody throw a sarcophagus lid on top of it.
You know, it's strange. I think I just unlocked Fireball. Perfect timing, am I right?
What are you all complaining about? Superius has already fought death spiders. They're still annoying.
No, real me has arachnophobia, and I apparently cannot escape it no matter what happens with you people.
Correct.
Well, let's keep looking. See what we
Thankfully,
have
they'll
in here.
be encased in like tiny circles, so it won't be full-blown looking spiders. I'll just pretend they're marshmallows.
They're just floating heads with bodies. That's it. You don't see nothing else.
It'd be funny if it wasn't even spiders that came out of the hole. It's like ants.
It's a monkey.
That would be so much better.
Before we go poking the mummy, perhaps we should look down the hole in the floor.
Can I just cast Fireball sets things on fire? Can I just cast like a preemptive fireball just down in that hole? Should I do that? Just catch everything in there on fire. I'm pretty sure that will kill all the tiny spiders.
If we're looking
Leroy
to summon
Jenkins.
the spider that killed Frodo temporarily, I will stand back here.
Shelob ain't that bad. She's normally a bit nicer. It's just because he had the ring.
So you now realize that this is a sarcophagus, and that there are 2 more in the room, for a total of 5 along the walls, plus the ornate one with the mummified figure on top in the middle.
Looking around, I would like to mention it looks like there is another door, which logic would dictate that it's possibly the hallway from the other door. But whether it's a hallway or another room is yet to be determined.
Aries going to pull a torch out of his backpack and light it,
Okay.
and then toss it in the hole.
Ah, something the halfling would have been useful for.
Maybe she had something right, just in the wrong room.
I know.
Okay. It burns away some of the webbing that's left, but you don't hear anything.
I don't trust that. Not for a fucking second.
For
At
how
least
long?
it'll have to be some light there that we can see what's down there.
Oh my god. How long would it take to drag one or both of the bigger sarcophagus doors in the room that we've already dealt with down here to place on top of this to at least hold anything coming out of said hole off for a minute?
The doors don't look big enough.
No,
If you
they're
place the
definitely
big ones like side by side, they would cover the hole. But you'd have to use both.
It would take you a couple minutes to drag both of them in here.
Or what if we... Never mind. I thought I had a plan. I did not.
Do we
Since
want to
Ari
start-
doesn't hear anything, Ari will approach the hole and take a look.
All right, hold on a second. I'm double checking some character sheets here.
Uh-oh. Do you have... Actually, wait, why is Talk scared? He has immunity to poison.
I don't know,
Talk
Chunk.
doesn't-
Why are you scared?
I'm scared because I have a normally peaceful relationship with spiders, and this feels like I'm violating that peace treaty I have set up.
You know, that's fair. I have a pretty good relationship with spiders, too. I see them, I scream, I burn houses down. It's a great trend.
Oh, no, for me, it was digging foxholes in basic training. We found a tarantula and then flung it at other people.
Nope. I'd be kicked out of the military so quick for being the biggest bitch baby if you did that to me.
To be fair, there's plenty of people in the army who don't like spiders. It's normal. What?
It's a jumping spider.
Oh my fucking god, it's not in a bubble. It's not in a bubble.
I want to burn it as quickly as possible.
All right, I am going. Oh God, I can't even look through my fingers and avoid seeing
There's
it. I'm just
another
gonna put my
one.
finger on it.
Oh.
Oh God, I don't have enough hands. I'm not an octopus.
Oh, it's so too cute.
Oh fucking.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
Jessica. Oh,
I
what do
grappled
I
this one.
have? What do I have?
To be fair, I'll probably be better if the spiders focus me because they technically can't poison me.
I wonder if I could put lotion on my screen and my screen be okay.
Jeff, I feel like you're getting way too much enjoyment out of the fact that everyone
I'm
is
not-
very
I'm
unhappy with
not-
these spiders.
This man said, "Oh, she's okay with a bubble, is she? Well, that can be fixed."
Bubble. Who said anything about bubble?
Oh my God, how many are there?
My advice is don't go to Australia.
All
My-
right.
Yeah, I've
Really,
heard some
remain-
things about those spiders.
I went and to check in at the hotel in Sydney, and the person said, when you get to your room, look behind the bed for brown recluse spiders. And I'm like, excuse me?
Oh, those are bad.
They're like, yes, you need to check. And I'm like, don't you have an exterminator?
They're
You think
busy.
we were able to fight those.
Those are
They
real
said-
bad.
Those brown recluse in Australia are immune to the exterminators, man. They on a new level.
There's a reason why we don't have any more exterminators.
They've been exterminated.
They work for the mob.
Oh, maybe hand sanitizer will glue this paper to the screen.
I'm assuming we're rolling for initiative.
No, you can assume that, but you are not. They
Oh,
have
We're
surprise.
just dead. They have a what?
They have surprise on you.
Oh,
That's
no.
why I'm checking your passive perceptions. No one had enough passive perception to beat the spider's sneak.
All right.
Pretty high sneak.
So are
We're
we
good.
dead?
No, surprise means that they get to go first.
They get to go first, and then we roll initiative, and they
And
get to go
then
again.
after. Okay, so we still are doing it, just not before they kill us.
I'm about to tell the spider to fuck right off.
I'm glad I declared dodge before I walked in this room.
I'm good. I've sent a picture to everybody about how my screen currently looks.
If I don't see them, they can't see me.
They're not real. They're just a social construct.
They're so cute though.
Spiders of the world unite.
Jewel, you're not about to be saying they're cute here in a second when one of them's biting your face off.
They just need love.
Oh shit, I forgot
They
I got a
need
spell
blood.
slot back.
Yeah.
You casted a spell?
I know, right? Wasn't that fucking weird?
All I remember was flavored Eldritch Bolt.
It is time. Let's see what these spiders do.
But yeah, I cast Unseen Servant before we came down
Oh,
here.
yeah!
Yeah!
I thought that was a cantrip. Never mind.
No.
All right, so
Here we go.
here we go. First one attacking Haseo.
Indeed.
+3. Okay.
Oh.
That misses. And then this next one is attacking Zamperos.
All right, he has disadvantage.
He still misses on the first roll anyway. Why has he got disadvantage?
I declared dodge when I walked in the room.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
Next one attacking Talk.
Ooh.
And then
I tell it to fuck right off.
Julie. Oh, Lord. All right, now everyone roll initiative.
All right. Now let me figure out where my token is behind this paper.
So none of them hit us?
None.
Nope.
It was a complete wipe.
Oh, see, they're just saying hello.
Let's fucking go. I'm gonna rip this spider's goddamn fucking legs off.
Oh my god, I'm so thankful for my initiative right now.
Combat mode engaged. Ultimate hostility.
All right. If you're not actually moving them, maybe it's fine.
They have slight animation on your screen, so it
As
looks
soon
like an
as it's
actual
their
spider.
turn, I'll be closing my eyes. No, even looking at them, all I can picture is them skittering across the ground. Oh my god.
Could be worse. They could be jumping through the air.
They kind of look like they've got shadows on the ground.
I feel like they're walking.
They do have shadows on the ground.
Just think of the
Notice they
little
have-
legs walking across your arm.
Oh,
I
no,
wish
they're
that there
far
was
too
a
big.
way that I could like put things on my screen that you couldn't see, so I could turn them into marshmallows.
Just stack a bunch of your player icons on top of them, so it just looks like Co with spider legs.
Did you know?
All right, let's beat the shit out of these.
All
Here
right.
we go.
Go, you have initiative.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Where's my thing? The spells, the everythings. 1 second. No, not that one. This one. All right. From self. I just gotta mathmize here for a moment. How does a cone work? Does it go like out and then spread, or is it like immediate spread like this? Like how big is the point at that starts at me? How wide?
Go at like 10 feet, and I'll give you an example. It goes like that.
Would that technically be a hit on that? Because it hits its legs?
Yeah.
Well, you can turn the cone to
Yeah.
how it be. I mean, it's you turning your hands to point in the direction you want to go. Typically, the cone spreads. So, like, if you were cast from you, you would go 5 feet, and then it would be 10 foot wide, then 15 foot wide. So it'd be 3 blocks. So
Okay, so it's 10 feet wide, so it'd go out like this far and then 15 feet.
well, it says you got what, a 15-foot radius cone?
A 15-foot cone, yeah.
Yeah, so 15 foot away from you.
I want to say a cone is a 45-degree angle, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're going. It'd be. Let me see if I can draw.
Yeah, if you draw something that I could just move around with me. Let's see. Would it be like, crappy cone? Like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just use this cone then.
Yeah, it would be kind of like. Let's see if it doesn't pop in. There we go.
It's amazing. Thank you. Oh, I can't drag that. All right, I see. All right.
But you can cast it so you don't get your buddies in it.
So if we turned that, yeah.
Yeah.
But is there a way that I can angle it to where like the edge on the left also hits the spider in front of me barely?
Not
No.
if you don't want to hit Haseo for sure.
No, there's no way you can get this cone to.
Unless you want to move up on top of the sarcophagus.
Then it won't be 15
Yeah,
feet
that
out,
won't be
though.
15 feet. Yeah, she'll lose the 15 feet if she does that. She's just now hitting it at 15 feet. Yeah, there's no way your cone can hit 2 at once.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If I were to cast a minor illusion where I can create a sound, its volume, can range from a whisper to a scream, and I wanted to make it sound like a bird screeching, a big bird screeching in this room, would that fear potentially a spider?
It's potential. Try it and we'll find out.
Oh, God.
Famous last words.
I'm so sorry, guys. It's really difficult with the spiders. Is there a way that I can take a quick look at them and tell if they're poisonous or not?
Let me see. Make a. Do you have? Let's see here. Is that a skill first? Make a nature roll. That's intelligence based. If you don't have the skill, you're not sure.
They are the poison.
Oh, bother.
Yeah,
I don't want to stay here.
they kind of look like giant wolf spiders.
I am going to choose to disengage.
Good choice.
Okay.
And I am going to move right on top of the C7.
All right.
And that is my turn. I am so sorry that it took that long just to do those two things.
Kodaka is now the C-17 bomber.
Talk, your turn.
All right. Who's ready to burn? Okay. So, I just realized there'll be a problem if I try using Firebolt on it when it's this close, isn't there?
Nope.
There won't be a problem?
Not at one.
Good. It's going to burn. Let's do it.
All right.
We're hitting it with Firebolt.
Those are 3.5 concerns, not 5th edition.
Yep.
You hit it.
Pray.
Right.
Thank
Damage.
God. With that 1d10. Give it to me, baby. There we go. I want to burn its stupid, ugly face.
All right. Now is Seo's turn.
Yeah. I am going to... I'm pretty sure I'll stay within the attack range of the one north of me. I'm just going to move one square to the right.
Okay.
Just as I'm swinging, I'll say, focus this one to whoever can hear it, and then I'm going to smack it down on its eyeballs.
The one to the north or the one to the right?
I'm hitting the one to the right.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So focus that one, he's saying.
All right. You hit.
Let's go. I love this staff so much. Pop, pop. 9.
Took him to Oofton.
Bonus action, hit the same one.
Okay.
Unarmed strike. Got him.
Donk.
There we go. 14 total. And that's it for me. I'm going to stay there so I don't provoke anything. And that is it.
All right. Zumperos.
All right. Zumpiros batters away the corpse of the spider that just fell on him and got its ass beaten by Haseo. And then he will look at the spider that Talk is currently fighting and that has taken 8 damage, and he will cast Sacred Flame.
All right.
DC 14 Dex.
It bounces out of the way.
Why is it always spiders? And I will move into melee range.
Okay.
Turn over.
Spiders. All right. So we will start with this one here attacking Haseo. At your AC?
Oof. His AC is 17.
All right, so he gets hit. And let's see. Give me a con save.
Hold for talent.
That 5 is the piercing damage. All right, so you do make a con save. You take half of what this roll is going to be. Okay, so you take a total of 10. 5 from piercing, 5 from poison. This one attacking Jewel. What's your AC, Jewel? Is everyone still here?
Yes.
I was on mute. I'm sorry. It's 13.
13.
Yeah, it hits.
All right. Give me a con save.
I think that. Oh, that's this one. Okay.
Okay, that one missed. So you take 2 piercing. Oops, I'm sorry. It's 2 piercing and 4 poison. So you take a total of 6 points.
6. Oh, geez. Okay.
And then this one is he's still concentrating on talks. So I think you got a better AC than 14, Talk.
I absolutely do.
You're 17. So it misses you. Okay.
Talk sitting there just like fencing off like fangs versus middle. I think I know what's going to win here.
Ari, it's your turn.
Have any of the others I've seen been hit, other than the one that died?
This one has taken 8 fire damage.
Yeah.
We'll try for it.
Dark pile.
All right. So wisdom save.
Oh. I had guidance.
That is for ability checks. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Make the save.
He's in the clear. No damage.
Okay. All right, Jules.
I'm just gonna kind of scrunch my eyebrows together and look with big puppy dog eyes over to Ko with a face that basically says, this is where I die now. And then I am going to try to get this guy with my dagger.
Okay.
Which, if
Missed.
I did, yeah, that did nothing. So then I'm going to use my bonus action to try and get him again with my other one.
All right. And that misses as well. So it's kind of just skitters back a little bit as you reach out and try and stab it with your dagger. Ko.
It skitters.
It
He's
was
trying
nice
to give me a
knowing
heart
you
attack.
all.
It's very unfortunate that she's giving me these puppy dog eyes because while at this point I do feel like I would be pretty attached to all of them, I've been with Haseo the longest and he is currently on one knee after being bit by the spider. So I will look at this spider and cast Blood Rain, which I will have to look up what it actually is. I've got HR next to it though.
Right.
But basically I just pointed, it's Hellish Rebuke. And so it will have to make a dexterity saving throw with I think it says 11. Is that what the DC means?
Yes. That's the DCs. And
Doesn't
the dex
Hellish
save.
Rebuke require that something is damaged to you?
From what I was looking at, that is a reaction for like tieflings. Hellish Rebuke is an actual spell.
The creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by drops of blood above them.
Wait, is that what it says? Hold on.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Dang it.
Creature
Well,
that damaged
stay
you.
on that attack A. God, how close am I? Hold on. I don't have enough screens. Seems to be
About 20 feet.
Yeah, it's too far. Okay, in that case, we're gonna just do the good old bluffing that never fails,
Okay.
unless I have allergies.
I think you might have allergies.
Yeah, you should have held your allergies on that one. So that misses. Okay. Talk.
Doc will cast Firebolt again.
Okay.
And we'll also mention to Zump, go help one of the other two that are getting attacked. This one's easy pickings for me. here we go again. Fuck. I shouldn't have said that. I got too cocky.
Say how.
Stupid mute button, so small. So Sayo's gonna stand back up and spit the venomous-filled blood that didn't really affect him out on the ground. Just kind of grin at the spider and go for it again with the quarterstaff.
Okay.
You should have finished the job.
You should have gone for the head. Whack.
Whack. 10.
Okay.
Then he's gonna kind of almost do sort of a primal scream. And he is just gonna punch straight, hopefully, straight down on its noggin.
Yeah.
Yes. 15.
All right. Your punch comes down on its noggin and it connects with the floor and stops moving.
I go back down to one knee again, and I just start heavy breathing. Whew.
Zumperos.
Zamperos is going to put away his mace and produce a bottle of holy water. He's going to sprinkle it in his left hand, and he's going to clap. I cast Bless on Aseo, Talk, and Jewel.
Okay. All right. So the spider attacks Talk again.
Oh, that one hits. All
That
right.
one hits. And you said you're immune to poison effects?
Yes. Let me double check that just to confirm, but it should be complete immunity as
I
a
think
Warforged.
I think constructs do have immunity.
Yeah, would make sense. No blood pumping.
Yep, you have advantage on
It's
saving
either-
throws against being poisoned. Oh, and you have resistance to poison damage.
You have resistance.
Yeah, not immunity, but
Not
resistance.
immunity. Okay.
Look, I
so
think I
you
just
take-
blessed you.
It's immune to disease. That's what it is.
Okay. All right. So you took 4 points. Take the attack. And all right. So give me a DC. Give me a Constitution save.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Hiseo, your microphone.
Yeah, your mic.
What was that, Jeff? One more time.
Go ahead and make a con save. Don't forget to add a die 4 to your roll for the bless spell.
What? Let's see. So that is. My eyes are failing me. I can barely read that number. Okay.
Okay. So that's a success. And you will take 2 points of damage from the poison. So total of 6 damage.
Okay. Sounds good.
Jewel, you still have that one attack. You have one attacking you still.
Yes.
And you have an AC of 14 or 13.
13.
13. Okay. So from the bite, you take 7 points of damage.
Oh, I'm done.
All right. And you're unconscious.
Yeah, I only had 3 hit points.
What's your
Okay.
total health?
-4.
No. Like
Nope.
if you were fully healed.
9.
Same
So,
as me.
so she can only take 6 more points of damage, and she's dead.
She starts making saves now.
Yeah.
Oh, so the poison doesn't go through with that one?
Well, I mean,
Oh, it has to be 18 at once?
Hold on. Where is? I have guidance.
no.
So I've been
It has to
blessed.
be- right. It has. She has to drop below -9.
Right. So she had 4. you hit her, or she had -4 after the 7,
Okay.
which left her 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with
I can only leave-
-5 left, and you just hit her for 7 more.
7 more.
So she's
Oh.
dead.
Oh.
Is that
Oh,
not
so we're
right?
using massive damage rules?
I honestly have never used them. I don't like them for that reason, especially at low levels. So I am fine with her being death saves at this point.
Awesome. That's what I was concerned. I was like, God, no!
No, I don't. I don't like that massive damage rule. No, I get
Okay.
its point. I get the use behind it. I don't like it, especially at low levels, because you can. I mean, giant wolf spiders are a quarter challenge rating. So this is a challenge rating of 1, and you guys are over a challenge rating of 1 because there's more than 4 of you.
Okay, cool.
So it's actually like, a good roll is unfair. It's unfair to her for a good roll. So, what we'll do is, since it would have killed you outright, we're going to start you off with 1 death failed at this point.
Okay, so there's all right. 1 death failed. I don't know how to do death saves, so y'all gonna have to walk me through that.
You just roll a d20. If you get a nat 20, you get 2 saves. If you get a nat 1, it's 2 fails, and you already have 1. So if you get a nat 1, you're dead
When do I do that?
on your turn.
There
Okay.
are no modifiers. No spells can help you. It's a
Okay.
straight roll.
As an additional minor correction, if you roll a natural 20, you get 1 health point.
Do I leave my?
I believe rules is written, you gain 1 health point.
All right, well, that's fine. Yeah.
Do I leave
You
my
still
health
need 3
points
to save.
at negative? Okay, so I had the 4 but when I got hit with 7.
You
I
can
got hit
only
with
go
an
to
additional-
0.
Okay, so I'm not in negative health points then.
No, you're 0.
Okay. With 1 failure.
With
Got
1
it.
failure, yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Oh, if she rolls a nat 20, she gets 1 hit point and regains consciousness.
Right.
Oh,
No,
that's
that's
nice.
not right. It
That's what it says
used
for
to be-
5e.
I thought it was you. The nat 20 was 2 saves, and if you already had 1, then it does.
That's what I thought too.
I think
but
it's
I
on
looked
your
it
Oh,
up.
did they
first one,
change it from
and it
3.5 to 5th?
I don't know. 5th
Let me
edition
look.
says that on a nat 20, you get 1 hit point and regain consciousness.
if
Hold
it's on your first save.
Oh, so on the first save you
does it?
make.
Like if you fail your first save, then you don't. Right?
Oh yeah, according to D&D Beyond, a nat 20 automatically stables you and you heal 1 hit point. A nat 1 is 2 failed saves. All right, well, there we go. That's from D&D Beyond.
Okay.
All right. If that comes up, we'll know now. But we're still back in the game with Aerie going in next.
There's one other thing. When she's doing death saving throws, if somebody hits her with an attack,
That's an automatic
fail.
Yes.
Okay. So
So
if
the
this thing
fighter-
attacks me again,
That's an automatic, but it's still at that point it is only 1 attack,
not the 2 damages.
not 2 damage. Yeah, the 2 damages
Okay.
don't matter. It's 1 attack.
Okay.
So that would, if it hits you again, it's an automatic failure. Just
Okay.
1.
Got it.
Okay. All right, Aerie, you're still up.
Harry's going after the one top zone again.
Okay. All right.
Really?
Saves. Jules, go ahead and give me a death save.
All right. Wow.
Oh no!
That's
Okay,
2
roll
failures.
20. What the fuck?
So that's 3 failures. Am I dead now or am I dead after the next failure? I'm just dead.
I feel like roll 20's trying to like start some shit right now or something because
Like
All of a
Can
seriously,
we,
sudden-
by chance, give the life essence of the halfling to her?
Yes.
Y'all,
For all the times that for the halfling should have died and
y'all, I'm
didn't.
dead.
Can we pretend that Jewel wasn't there, but the halfling instead, and that's the one who died, just
No,
to have
I'm dead.
closure?
I'm dead.
Divine intervention. The halfling runs in from the other room. Is like, "I'll save you!" Immediately gets bitten and dies. And
Co, if you really cared about me, you would have come to help me when I gave you puppy dog eyes.
Oh, look, never mind. Leave her dead.
ooh, okay. Well, we know where Konica stands on the alignment table. All right.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't see that coming.
I don't think any of us did.
Coach, your turn.
Well, better late than never, I guess. I'm gonna cast Bloodfang at the one that's killed her.
All right, that hits.
Oh, what do you know? 1d10. 8 fire damage.
All right. Talk.
All right. Actually, slightly angry at these spiders now, not in a joking way, but an actual. Hold on a minute. Talk is. So the issue is that based on how the dice have been going, if I choose to ignore spider in front of me to try and attack this one here, I guarantee he's going to get that opportunity to attack that actually makes it past my AC. But. Yeah, fuck it. Talk has never cared too much for his own personal safety compared to others. So, Talk is going to go ahead and essentially ignore the spider in front of him to cast a fireball off over towards the one over here that had downed Jewel.
Okay. Go ahead.
Better work with me, roll 20. You fucked over my teammate, and I'm not going to stand for it. You son of a bitch.
Oh, shit.
Talk's in a bit of a mental state right now. That's why he's missing. He is not happy.
Saseo. Yeah. Yep. The one at Jewel and the one between Vampiros and Talk. What's your speed?
30. This one or that one?
They are both taking damage.
Yeah, they both took damage.
Yep. They are both taking damage. Okay. Jeez. All right. Damage. Okay. You smash its thorax down to the point where it looks like it breaks. No. Okay. Some Pyros.
All right. Zamperos was not prepared for Jewel to heal over in a period of less than like 4 seconds from like one attack because an instance of poison damage was treated as a death saving throw. So He was going to cast Healing Word, but seeing this Jewel is now dead, unless we're retroactively changing that, I guess I'll cast Sacred Flame at the spider.
Actually, yeah. Why was the poison damage counted as a separate death saving throw?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, was the
The,
poison damage counted as a saving throw? Because wasn't that all one attack?
Yeah, so she's at 2 death saves then.
No, what we decided to do was because. Well, yeah,
So she went down.
She went down to a massive
-4.
damage.
from the
And
bite.
The first bite dropped me to -4.
-4.
Or 0. But
Right.
that
Yeah,
would
that was
the poison would have been in that bite.
Yeah.
And
And
so
so
combined, it was more than her hit points. So she got 1 death saved instead of instant death. And then
Right.
she rolled a 1, which gave her 2
Two
deaths.
more
So
stats,
that is a
yeah.
total of 3.
Oh, okay.
oh well.
I'm still not liking it. No, we're gonna, cut. Jules, you're at 2 death.
Oh,
Oh,
the Lord has spoken.
specifically
Dear
mine
God.
because I
Jeff
cast
is
Healing
more
Word.
God.
By the
Jeff
way, you're
is
full
here
health
more
now.
for story than combat mechanics.
I said that in the very beginning that I am more interested in the story than the mechanics of the game. It's I've always been that way.
For the sake of the
Praise Jeff.
story,
Jewel, if you
Okay.
don't come back talking about God said that your time here wasn't done yet.
Yeah, there you
don't
go.
ruin
God.
my storyline.
If you turn into Ash,
You brought back the wrong person.
you're all amazed as
It's
Jules
Jules'
gets to start
body.
talking in Ash's voice.
It's Jewel's body, but it doesn't sound like Jewel, and it's not acting like Jewel.
Kill her again.
All right.
She rolled for giggles.
Oh.
Hold her down.
This spider begins to wrap her up in webbing.
Huh.
Ari, it's your turn.
Well, let's see if it works.
Jiggle, jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle.
Nope.
What the fuck is with these spiders, man? Jesus.
I throw an army of skeletons at you, nothing. You decimate them.
They're
throw
8
4
freaking
Four
freaks.
fucking spiders. Just like that one spider monster movie makes sense now, actually.
Jules, you are stabilized and at full hit points. What do you do? And you're now being caught up in a web.
I cry.
Okay.
They're actually gonna cry.
No. Well, okay, so I'm grappled right now.
You are beginning to be, yes. It just started. It's only been 6 seconds that he's been applying web to you, so I'm not going to say you're fully grappled.
Okay, then I don't know if this is the best choice or not, but I'm going to do Thunder Wave.
Okay. All right, so each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. All right. +1 for con. And it's saved. On a failed save, creature takes 2d8, pushed 10 feet. On a successful save, takes half and is not pushed. So 2d8 and we'll half it. All right. All right. That's enough to. Whoops. There we go. Crush the spider.
And I'm going to, as I get let go, just kind of gasp. I saw the light. And then I'm going to look at Ko and just say, I thought we were friends. And you'll see one tear start to fall down my right cheek.
For the first time, Ko is going to break her entire composure and be like, when I looked at you, you were fine. Haseo was spitting up blood.
I was gonna make you a best friends necklace.
And for the love of everything, I'm just going to go to Haseo and see if he's okay.
And I'm gonna give Zempirius the biggest hug
Nope. Nope.
that I possibly can.
This was literally a favor return. Stop.
I'm not letting him go.
Talk's also going
There
to
are more
check up
spiders.
on Jewel here real quick.
Not letting him go.
There are more Stop.
Zempirius, I promise you, I am going to help you with every reburial ritual after I desecrate their bodies. Every time.
Come on now.
I will
Jewel.
put you with the halfling.
And I'm still not letting go. I'm still not letting go.
Help!
Talk's gonna just try and separate him, just like, Jewel, you do need to calm down. It's okay. You're fine.
And
now.
I'm
It's
just gonna
alright.
start hugging Talk now.
Talk will just kind of stand there awkwardly and just like give like taps on the head, just pat, pat, pat. Just it's okay. You are fine. You are not dead. You are fine.
I love you guys so much.
Imperius is going to take this moment to just start trying to walk away.
He drags Jewel behind him like a kid hugging onto your ankle.
Well, she's hugging me and the robot.
Your speed is quarter. There is no half.
Literally ball and chain on Zump right now.
Why did I agree to this? I'll never answer the whims of some old elf ever again.
Haseo, are you alright? And I'm gonna just like put his arm around my shoulders to kind of prop him up and have my hand like against his chest, trying to like take some of the weight off of him.
I can't see my map because Roll20 won't let me scroll.
You want me to share a screen on Discord?
No, because then it'll be delayed. That's fine. I don't need to see. If I'm still next to the spider,
You are.
Yeah.
I'm on like both my knees with one fist still at the spider was, and I'm kind of just
So punching it.
He's done punching. He's just kind of like, I'm almost dead. My body's currently fighting off poison, but like the expression on it, like you approached him, so he's gonna kind of just ask up to the air of whoever can heal or hear him, and ask, "Did Jewel make it?"
She's alive.
She's currently
It's fine.
crushing me. What do you think?
As soon as he hears that, he lets out a sigh of relief and then falls on his back and just lays down, eyes closed.
Is there any? I know that I don't have healing properties, and I don't know what's required on my person to do any kind of like first aid. But is there something that I can do to try and like maybe give him a couple hit points back?
You can ask Talk for help.
Talk. Aseo's hurt real bad.
Bring him over here. I shall have him fixed in a jiffy. I like that. Jiffy. Yes.
What the hell was the pattering in the back?
And
It sounded like a
that-
penguin just flopped by.
My pet penguin has escaped.
Well,
When
considering
Talk says
Haseo's
that-
on his back, I'm gonna drag him.
Oh,
was
that's gonna
my
be bad rug burn.
Horribly non-athletic body can over to you.
Well, once
I'm gonna let Talk
Aseo
go.
gets over there. Yeah, Aseo, Talk will walk over to meet them and will cast Cure Wounds on Haseo,
Okay.
which that will. Fuck. Hold on. Me dumb.
1d8 plus your mod.
Yes, but I'm having a stroke and can't remember what my mod is. I think it's +2. Or is it +3?
Good question.
Wow, you sound more like talk than talk.
It's a +3. Okay. So it's 1d8. It's 3.
You weren't robotic, it's just the way it sounded. Oh, that puts him right back at full. Awesome.
And so his talk leans over, and this kind of replacing his normal blue lights as he's casting healing magic has kind of a golden glow that then washes over like golden dust onto Aseo, and boop bada bing. Get up off that thing. Yeah.
While they're singing Kumbaya, I want to look down in the hole.
Fucking Aerie gets taken by like a trapdoor spider. We're like, fuck.
As I'm pulling the remaining webbing off of Jules' ankles, and I see Aerie over there at the hole again, I just want to kind of like peek around Jules' legs and be like, I think that we have officially discovered that throwing torches is not a good idea.
It worked well for me. They came from the ceiling, didn't they?
Yeah, they dropped down from the ceiling.
I know, but what if it was the torch that kept them up there?
That is a good point. They might have been afraid of fire.
All right, so looking down the hole, Aerie sees it drops down about 20 feet, and it's all natural stone, like someone dug that area out.
Can he see his torchlight at the bottom?
Oh yeah.
Is it lit enough to be able to see if there's any more spiders in there or eggs?
There are nothing. You can't see anything. What you do know is that it slopes and heads south.
If you think I am going in that hole, you are very, 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 very wrong.
It's all right, Todd.
How long was the halfling's rope?
Not long enough. We're not going down there.
50 feet.
Damn
I'll
it.
get done with the webbing on her, and I'm going to really quick run back and shove the halfling inside a sarcophagus and take the rope.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tie it to this pillar.
All right.
And throw the rope down the hole. If it's
Okay.
only 20 feet, there should be a lot of room left at the bottom.
Yes.
Perhaps we should deal with this room before moving to a lower one.
Of course.
Yes.
Just preparing.
I would assume tying it around the pillar, by the way.
Yes. Just tying it around the pillar and tossing it down.
And let's
That's all I
hope
was doing.
skeletons can't climb rope.
I pull the rope back up. But I leave it tied.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys do?
Well, do we want to check these sarcophagus now that everybody seems to be in better spirits again?
Yes.
I'm just imagining this back and forth that me and Jewel are having. He's like, hey, Zump, I think I had a religious experience. Have you ever heard the voice of God? I'm just like, I look at my religious symbol and then back at you. No.
No.
I love hearing what the squiggle meant. I know. Before we do inspect the rest of the sarcophagus, can I specifically look at this one and see if there's anything on it other than the mummy?
No.
No, I cannot. Okay.
No, you cannot see anything other than the mummy.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
But the sarcophagus itself is sealed.
Does it have a plaque? Does it say who it is?
No, it does not. There is no plaque.
So then the mummy on top isn't an actual mummy. It's like carving decoratively.
No. It's separate. The mummy on the top of the sarcophagus is separate. It is a humanoid body mummified.
Does it look like it has elf ears?
No.
We
gonna
could
go up
try
to
to
Jewel
take
and
the
just-
fingers off anyways.
I'm gonna pat Jewel on the back. I'm not a hugger. You're right. We could take the fingers and see if they also work. Though I guess we could test it on just this door, but let's clear this room out first. I look up to see if there's any more spiders.
No, there are no more spiders up top.
Now the question is, are there zombies in these sarcophagus or more spiders?
Odds are the spiders wouldn't be that big if they were inside the sarcophaguses. That's the
Well-
nice thing about having exoskeletons is they can't turn into ventriloquists, contortionists. Ventriloquists and contortionists are two very different things.
Still, I would like to wait to open this one last because of how much webbing is on it. Oh, what do I have? Nothing. The halfling doesn't still have her torch, does she?
No, Ari threw it in the hole.
Okay, that's the only torch we had because she was the only one who couldn't see in the dark is down the hole. Got it.
Well, we have a magical lantern.
But it doesn't catch things on fire.
Or does it?
I don't
I
know.
have
Test
a
it out.
fire-
See if the webs burn away.
I do have more torches if we need.
Will you burn the webs? Please.
I have firebolt too, so we can burn webs.
Is that a spell slot or a cantrip?
Cantrip.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's why I've been casting it like it's just something to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anticipating a future conflict as a result of burning these webs, Sampiros is going to cast Prestidigitation at the roof and try and make a series of small sparks to see if there's anything on the ceiling.
Okay. There's some webbing up on the ceiling, but you don't see anything moving about.
Lovely.
I'm going to take 10 fingers off of this mummy.
Okay.
Do we want to start with this one in the middle or do we want to start with the ones on the outer sides?
All right. Hold on. As soon as you begin to take the fingers off of this mummy,
Oh, God.
it raises up.
I'm so sorry.
Firebolt.
I jerk my hand back. Do I have at least one finger in my hand?
No. As soon as you grab it. Oh, shoot. We're getting feedback from somebody.
Oh, I think he muted now.
Okay. As soon as you grab its wrist to start cutting, that's when it starts to sit up.
Is it just sitting up or did it grab me?
Oh, no. It tried to grab back. Initiative.
All right, here we go.
On the road again.
Singing songs, moving along on the what the fuck again. Hey guys, enjoy this combat. I'm gonna be sitting here a while.
Same.
Oh, see, this is what that points for, because that means Jewel goes before me.
Minus 2 decks. All right. So, Talk, you've got a 3. Wow.
Yeah, apparently no lucky talk.
Ari has a 20. Jules is 15. All right, Jules Anger 15. Goat is 15. And say it was 18. You out of 3 combats. Aries is the top. Go ahead, Ari. Ari, you're on mute.
This doesn't look like our normal run-of-the-mill skeleton, does it?
No.
Burn it.
Dexterity save, please. 13.
All right. Oh, all right. Takes 5 points of damage.
He is also covered in acid, and until he takes a round to clean it off, he will take persistent damage each round.
Okay.
That's it for me.
All right. Points of damage. Oops, hold on a second. Paseo, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to, if I can reach right behind Ko, I'm going to once again use my action to pick her up and put her behind me.
Okay.
And I believe that is all I can do. So there we go.
All right.
I'm facing off with it. Easy.
Okay. Ko, it's your turn.
I'm not muted. I am going to back up just a little bit. And then I will cast Blood Fang at it for a 16 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Should I roll 1d10, not 1s10 for a total of 3 fire damage?
Okay. Okay, go, Jules.
I am going to shoot. I'm just gonna look at it and say, you know what, I think you just need to lay back down and get some beauty sleep. And
Take it from personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wisdom save. It just kind of looks at you like, huh? What? Some Perios.
All right. I would like to declare the shove action on Jewel and move her 5 feet away from the creature.
All right.
Preferably here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I would like to superimpose myself in between both the metal man and the bard. And my turn is over.
Okay. It will attack Seo because he took Ko's place, and Ko was his original intent. So, it just whips out with its arm and slams into Seo. Ooh, ouch. 7 points of damage.
7 points of ouchie.
That leaves Talk.
Hooah. All right, we're going to actually try and hit him with a little bit of something here. We are going to go ahead and hit him with... Never mind, we're going to hit him with Fireball. I keep thinking, it's like, God damn, I really don't like how few spell slots I have because I'm trying to save him. But we're going to go ahead and hit him with Fireball here.
All right.
Here we go. Fuck. Does a 12 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh! An unexpected turn of events, which I will gladly take. God damn it.
These not ones, man.
Okay, hold on. What? I'm just gonna silently count how many nat ones I've gotten this session so far because I feel like I've gotten a lot.
Well, talk counts as ones. Ari, it's your turn.
First off, we have some persistent damage for our friend since I don't think he took
He
the
did not
acid.
wipe it off, and I've already put it into his damage.
Okay, the 2d4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just took the 5 that you originally rolled for 2d4.
Okay.
And I removed I took it off his hit points, so that's already been accounted for.
We'll see if he's wise.
All right, you're gonna toll the dead.
I'm counting at least 4
He's wise.
in just the past combat alone. I'm counting 4.
Hiseo.
Staff and punch.
Okay, let's see here. His staff is a +6. 1 die 20 +6. If someone wants to roll that.
We'll roll it. You said 1d20, 1d what, +6?
+6.
Nope. 10?
Yeah, you only need an 8. It's just a zombie. So, let's see here. Yeah, the quarterstaff.
7
All right,
bludgeoning.
Okay. And he has a separate attack that gives. He also has his bonus hand to hand.
Oh,
Yeah, his unarmed strike is also a die 20 +6.
23 for the unarmed.
Okay, and that's a die 4 +4.
Well, I mean, he rolled, so he got a
He
5.
rolled. So you got a 5. All right, so that's 12 points of damage. All right. Okay, after Haseo, we have Ko.
Alrighty. I will once again cast Blood Fang at it. For an 18 to hit.
That hits.
For 7 more points of fire damage.
All right. One +7. All right. Okay. All right. It looks like it looks like it's he's gonna fall, but then he just seems to correct himself, and he stays where he is. Jules, your turn.
tell him to fuck off.
I'm over here on mute. I'm going to. Where is the zombie guy in the initiative lineup?
Um,
Is he going to go again before Hiseo?
he can't. If Yeah, well, it's you, Zamperos, the zombie, Talk, Airy, and then Haseo. So there's quite a bit yet before it gets around.
Okay, so it's me and Zampirius before the zombie.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and tell him that that he smells bad, and cast a vicious mockery again.
Okay. Go ahead and do your damage.
Yes.
Takes him down. You insulted him to death.
Well, it's just been a really long day, and we don't need this kind of drama. I slept on a pile of rocks.
No, you
I
slept on a
died.
pile of robes.
Yeah, but those robes were on rocks.
You should wrap yourself in 4-ply. Yeah, it was only 2-ply.
The dignity of it. Not
Oh,
even 4-ply.
goodness. So are we out of initiative then?
Yes, we're done.
I cut off
Okay.
his fingers now.
Okay, now you can cut off his fingers.
Shouldn't I check first whether it's magic? Or... She's already got 2 fingers. I give up.
Well,
We could probably check the room for any more magic, though.
before we open up a coffin,
I deeply sigh at the thought of opening up any more coffins.
Do we have to?
we still gotta
Just-
find these dang books.
I'm assuming they're in the hole.
One
There's
assumes that's where the
there's
spiders
this
came from.
little altar thing, or trunk, or something over here.
That is an altar, yes. So you have the altar, and then there are 5 sarcophagus around the room. Plus
Are
the
there-
whole window.
Does
The
this altar
sarcophagus
have, like-
have been giving us good loot.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find a. Hey, actually, can we identify what that weird bottle potion thing was that I had found in the chest? Can we identify that real quick and see if it's something potentially
You can
useful?
try and taste it.
Ah, yes. Well, they wouldn't put a bad drink in a chest, would they? That'd just be kind of. That'd be kind of mean.
You could just use the scroll of identify.
But is that a waste of a scroll?
Probably.
Would I be able to tell anything of it based on the color?
No.
Turns out it's just blue raspberry juice, and I'm like fucking. I mean, in terms of people to test to drink on, I guess technically the Warforged is the best person. So.
Watch it be like a potion of smoke, never-ending smoke, and then you're just constantly everywhere we go, like a fucking train billowing out smoke.
I'm fucking smoke machine. All right, I'm gonna regret this on it. Okay, Tuck's gonna take a little sip, just to test.
It has a very weird taste, but you do feel a little better after tasting it.
So a health potion.
Which Talk might need to drink. Or Haseo, because Haseo's a bit hurt right now too, ain't he?
Tuck,
Yeah.
how far down are you?
Talk is down to 5 HP.
Yeah, you and Haseo are basically the same boat then.
Yeah.
How many are you down?
6.
6. Okay.
Half health. Slightly less. Talk is machine, though, so he technically doesn't bleed. Until he does.
This altar, do I see any like drawers or shelves, or is it just like a big piece of stone?
It's a big piece of marble, and across the top of it is an old. It's a burgundy cloth, and it's kind of moldied, moth worn. But you do. All right. Looking at the back, like behind the wall or behind the altar, there's not really much on the altar except that piece of cloth. But above it, inscribed in the wall, you see it like a religious symbol, but you're not too sure what it is because someone came along and kind of carved out and just defiled it and created a symbol to Omendis over it.
Did you just say they defiled it?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I did.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I feel vindicated. Okay.
Talk, there are each coffin has an inscription on it.
Oh. Can I... Is it a language I can read, or is it...
Yes.
Ooh. So let's go along them then. How about this one?
Let's see here. That is the south coffin. So that's the southeast coffin. Okay, that one says Gerhard Burrell.
Oh, hold on. That's the name of the guy we're looking for, right? Burrell. How do you pronounce the name of that guy? Help?
Barn Owl? No, it's not Barn.
I believe it's called Cash in Hand with a etching of the symbols in the crypt.
Talk will kind of call over to Ari because I think Ari, you still have the charcoal and whatnot, right?
Oh my God. I just want to pause for just a second. I'm so sorry. At the same time that Haseo said barn owl, I said barn owl, and I was muted and didn't realize it, and I wasn't looking at the screen. So when you responded, I thought you were responding to me, and I was like, oh my God, where's my mic coming from?
But so if this is the name of the guy we're looking for, what we'll do is we'll do the charcoal etching on one side of the paper, and then on the other side, we'll use Talk's artificer. Yeah, etch a sketch, sure. We'll use his little picture making thing and tap the paper with his hammer. So one side of the paper will have the actual charcoal sketching that he can hold on to for a while, and then the other side will have like just a straight up like perfect picture recreation of the same inscription.
Okay. All right.
So he was royalty after all. Was that what this was? Royalty? Nobility.
Yes, only at the time of his ancestors passing, only nobles were buried. Commoners were cremated.
Now, should we open this?
Wouldn't that be an interesting story to go back to him with? Hey, by the way, we found your relatives. We had to re-kill them.
Ouch.
It's their fault for not staying dead.
You know, you can't argue
Nope.
with that logic.
Can I take one of the fangs off of this guy that tried to kill me?
Yeah, if you'd like to, sure.
I do.
Okay.
If I do that, will it have any venom in it?
No, because the venom is in venom sacs behind the teeth.
Yeah, we don't have time for me to take a venom sac. I'm just going to take a fang.
Okay.
I see that Zimperio seems to be inspecting the gender of that spider over there.
I can't move the tokens.
What?
Oh! Zimperio's token is underneath of the spider, which is why I said that, but he can't move it.
I am in my natural element.
Spider? Being inside a spider is your
I'm
natural
surrounded by
element? Excuse me?
fucking spiders.
Spiders balls deep.
Balls. Okay, I think it might be time to start.
Are we fighting something else now?
Possibly.
Unless we're ending it already, I figured we were probably just going to start working on the room.
Let's.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just waiting for people to decide what to do.
Heck yeah.
We heard was
Zimperio's-
area knock. We're checking out this coffin here.
Does anybody need to be healed? We've got a potion.
Did you end up healing Haseo at all?
No, we're holding off on Haseo per Haseo. Unless he
Gotcha.
changes his mind.
I will force Haseo behind me by walking around him and putting my arm out
Okay.
because I am not as damaged as he is. Or at all, actually. In fact, the entire time we've been in here, out of character, I just want to make it abundantly clear I haven't lost a single hit point.
You do have a bodyguard. It makes sense.
Look, your
And you
dress is
did-
expensive.
And you did run to the other side of the room.
It still stands. Anyway,
Zimperio's.
I'll move him out of the way
Okay.
and back behind me so that he can throw his boomerang but not take any more damage.
Okay.
Zomperios, are you joining us?
But he says that he refused, so he stepped right back in front of me. So
My character
I'll
is over
stand
here
next to him.
casting Detect Magic in the corner. It takes like 10 minutes.
Oh,
He
Oh,
was saying he refused the health.
Oh, well then I'll leave him behind me. My apologies. He refused a Geel.
heal, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Are we ready to open the next crypt?
Zump, are you still not able to move your token?
No, I can move my token. I cannot move the spiders. I've been spending this entire time to cast Detect Magic.
Oh,
But yeah, but he's casting as a ritual, so it's a 10-minute process.
gotcha. Do we want to wait a few minutes for him to finish that and then open it?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. We'll wait.
Zzz.
Catch our breath. It is tat to catch breath.
Let's see. While we're catching our breath, I'm going to have a snack.
Okay.
Does anybody want some ration? Split a
Yes.
ration?
Is that ration jerky?
I don't know. It just says ration one day.
It sounds like you got the soldier's rations, also known as an MRE,
Right?
All
a
right.
meal ready to eat.
We'll go ahead since
Yep.
you guys are going to wait for him. We'll go ahead. Zamperos, you cast your ritual spell.
Okay.
What's the? Let's see here. It's on your
30 feet. Spear.
Okay, 30 feet from you, and for 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, there is no magic in that one. Nope. No magic in there. Hold on. Wait. Let me double check that. I don't think I put anything in that one. Yeah, that one's empty.
That would be. Oh, God damn it. My dogs are barking. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, then can I take the time to just slowly walk around the room and inspect all the sarcophagus within a fairly safe distance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you do find a trace amount of magic in this one and in this one.
Okay.
Just remember, we have found notes in others that has proven useful.
That's true. We probably do need to go through all of them.
Okay,
No.
I'm back. I'm so sorry. Can we ping the ones that did give off magic again?
Sure, this one and that one.
Okay.
My character will walk to the majority of the group and he will point out the one above C7 and the one that they're all kind of congregating near. And basically say, these two give off signatures.
Do we want to open the ones we know for sure have something magical in them first?
Might as well.
Let's stand the benefit. All right, everyone get ready.
Firebolt.
Move
Not-
here.
Not yet, Dr. Kuhn.
Firebolt. Preparing.
Yeah, already Bloodfang.
All right.
I
I'm
have to say
preparing
already
as
Communication for
well.
everyone.
Yes, yes, we are. Yes.
Get ready to eat shit.
Moving forward throughout this whole room, every time we open one, just know I've prepared Bloodfang.
Yep, same for Firebolt.
And I've been prepared to insult it poorly.
All right.
Wonderful. All right, do you need a roll? I'm using the crowbar.
You open that one, and inside you find one silver piece,
Oh,
10. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. One gold piece, 10 silver pieces, and
A demon dog.
a demon dog.
Or instructions
No
on
one
how
else
to
asked
tame
for
one of
it,
these.
therefore it's there.
the Book of Forever Turning Pages.
Shoot. Oh, come on. Where the hell is it?
The skeleton inside's literally reading a book, and we just interrupted their life.
Looks at you and says, "You mind?"
Sorry,
It's a page turner.
sorry.
We open the sarcophagus and we just hear,
What the bloody hell are you doing here?
That moment was just like everyone freezes, then slowly covers it back up again.
sorry, sir, we're just going to leave. Clack.
Just before it closes, Firebolt. Sneak one in there.
Rude.
I am not nice. Oh, God.
And a tiny silver icon of a raven.
Well, nothing useful in here. Time to close the casket, and someone's already grabbed it.
If nobody
walk
does
over.
grab it, then I'll grab it.
You can grab it, but I'm still gonna walk over to Zump and be like, What do we need to do to prepare them for their final rest?
It's a statue.
It's good practice, Imperios. Don't you have any respect?
Just trying to picture the person who recently died trying to explain after mentioning to defile things repeatedly that she's now trying to ask the cleric who's been trying to undo all the things we've been doing if he has any respect for stone statue.
Imperos is going to close the lid and he is going to walk away after glaring at you. I care nothing for the Raven statue or the money. If anyone wants that, that's up for grabs.
I'll take that, I guess, all of it.
Okay.
We'll figure out what the Raven thing is later. Are we opening up this one next? And we'll open up the other magic one in a minute.
I suppose. Save us the walk.
Okay.
So you're opening that one now?
I'm going to prepare absorb elements. Just kidding. Firebolt.
Okay. All right. You open it up, and inside with the corpse, you find 3 gold and 4 silver. And a pair of knucklebone dice, each with a skull symbol on the side that would normally show the 6.
Ooh.
I already have a bad feeling about those dice.
I'll play.
This
No.
is the crypt that belonged to the noble, is it not?
Yes.
They're
I think-
noble dice.
I think anything in here really should go to... Was it Aerie that was tasked with finding that?
Didn't he need an etching or something?
Yes, but returning a family member's goods to the... I have forgotten where I was going with this sentence. Returning the previously owned items of a deceased family member to a living family member seems correct. Yes, that is where I was going with that.
Yeah, but
3
one
gold
thing
could
though,
really help
that
a family that's hurting.
we scavenged their family member's grave to get it for them.
We can say it was outside of it.
Look,
Quote,
if you want to
unquote.
deliver his burial tribute of his ancestor and a pair of dice, you are more than welcome to it. I am going to go check the other sarcophagi.
Okay, well maybe we should just text to make sure the dice works first, so that we don't give him broken dice and we can still play a game later.
Look, if you want to unleash a curse by throwing dice in a tomb, be my guest. But I think that I will not play rollies with you here.
What's the worst that could happen? I die.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, we almost had that happen once. I would prefer not to repeat that.
I don't think we have the ability to bring you back again.
I don't think we had the ability in the first place. It was a miracle of God.
Okay.
It is simple. We are simply concerned for each other's safety.
I want to know that I would cast guidance for the hilarity factor, but detect magic is concentration, so I will opt not to. Pat on the shoulder it is, and off I go.
I just don't think that they're cursed dice is all.
As I'm walking past Jewel, I'm just going to pat her on the shoulder and then clasp down on it as I'm walking past her.
I'm just ready to live my life. We only have one of them, you know. I've
second
come
life.
to the realization that life is short.
Well,
Yeah,
then let's
life
make it
is-
so that we don't have to live it all in this tomb. Everyone ready?
Indeed. Same shit, different sarcophagus.
All right. You open that one, and inside you find 4 gold,
That's the old
6 silver, and a tarnished ring.
Ooh.
Is the ring magical?
Don't put it on. It might be cursed.
Good point.
Seems
I
like
close the
where magic is
sarcophagus.
emanating from.
Say again?
Taking the ring.
It's where the magic is emanating from.
All right. After Jules' joke, I close the sarcophagus. Good point.
Oh,
With the ring inside, you close the sarcophagus?
You said they could be cursed. You're the bard. You would know of these things, wouldn't you?
I don't know anything anymore.
Oh my god,
I open
can't.
the
it.
sarcophagus again and I inspect the ring.
I'm just gonna grab her hand and smack the what was it? The tiny silver raven thing in her hand, clasp her hand over it, and be like, "Look, this isn't cursed. Have as much fun with that as you want to."
You don't know that it's not cursed. I mean, all I'm saying.
I throw my hands up in
Actually-
frustration.
hold on. I just realized. Imperios, you said there was no magic coming from that one with the dice.
Right, the one that was magic contained the raven statue.
So, did Burrell just have really creepy dice for no reason? Other than to have creepy dice?
They're not creepy. They're cool. That's why I wanted to play with them.
They are made of bones.
Do you
So-
As
have
are most
the,
dice.
Do you have the dice, Jewel?
No, I don't have the dice.
Who's got the dice?
I thought Talk had the dice.
Nobody
Talk,
took
do you
the
have
dice.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll go back and I'll grab the dice and I'll come back to Jewel
What?
and I will hand her the dice and I will tell her, roll the dice.
You guys, you're so
But
dramatic.
first-
Oh my god.
Explosion!
Are you gonna roll the dice,
Look.
Jewel?
Do you want me to roll the dice?
I'll play one round of rollies with you.
Oh no, I don't like how he's. Oh no.
It was 5 dice, not 6.
I don't know.
No,
I thought it was 2.
2 dice, and it had skulls instead of the 6 pips. So it has a side with 1 pip, a side with
2d6.
2 pips. Yeah, it's 2d6.
Okay.
Instead of 6s, it's skulls.
I win. Moving on.
I didn't say I wanted to play them now.
As I hear that walking away, I start fantasizing about tying more party members up and throwing them down holes.
Guys, as much fun as it is to play dice in this moment, are we not concerned that these things are not moving like the other ones were?
Like corpses should be.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, the other ones were moving and these ones aren't, but then there was a mummy that was moving and it's just a little bit weird.
To be fair, the mummy started moving after I touched it, so maybe these aren't waking up because we're not touching them.
An excellent hypothesis. Let's not touch them.
Speaking of, where is the ring? And is it touching anything?
The ring is touching me.
I see Talk has the ring. Never mind. Question rescinded.
Talk's just kind of looking up and down the ring. One ring to rule them all. That is
Oh.
a book reference.
God.
Oh, Talk Tilcoon, you don't read.
That is a false statement.
It is. Now
what's
help
the
me
name of
get
the
the
book,
sarcophagus up.
Yes.
What's the name of the book, Talk?
You open the sarcophagus, and that one has 2 gold, 8 silver, and a gold monocle, but there's no lens in it.
I probably spelled that wrong.
Oh, nothing useful in here.
I will take the gold monocle with no lens because gold.
I love gold.
And if nobody takes the money, I'll take it too.
Okay.
By the way, I hope someone else is recording all of these on their character sheet because Zompiros has not touched a single coin since he's gotten here.
I've got it all in a notepad.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back and write it all down when we have it recorded.
Did anybody
I'm
take
tracking.
anything else at all?
I took the money from the top one with the ring. Did I mention that?
No, you just
I don't
said that you
remember
took
if I
the
mentioned
ring.
that or not.
I do not recall you mentioning it until I asked.
I just took the ring.
My bad.
This is going to be a
I meant
nice
to take
bit.
the money too.
Hey.
Okay.
So yeah, I was taking money too. Misa no like walking next to the spider hole.
All right. Inside that grave, you find 3 gold, 2 silver, and a bit of folded cloth.
Well,
This was not magical.
no.
I'll pick up the cloth and open it.
Okay. You open it up, and it turns into a nice cap once unfolded.
Like a ball cap or
A nice. I mean, it's the tomb would belong to a nobleman, so it's a nice noble hat. Something that nobles of the time would wear.
Just a fancy hat.
Yeah, it's a fancy hat.
I run up and grab it and put it on Talk.
Are you tall enough to reach?
I'm jumping.
She climbs you like a tree.
Oh, good God, no.
At least she's not doing it like a rabid squirrel.
Right?
Yeah.
Not that again.
She's doing it in a less crazy way.
In less
Let's
rabid
see,
fashion.
so. Folded
Yes.
cloth taken by Aries, stolen by Jewel, forced upon Talk.
Your diary's going to be full after today.
All right, is this the one we just checked?
Yep, you've checked all the coffins,
Oh, thank goodness.
and we
Alright.
will call it a night at this point.
Time to rest. Whee.
Yep.
Yeah, is there any way that we can end it on a long rest?
Yeah, can we go back to the main room, set up our defenses, shut the doors, and
Maybe not shut the doors.
I think we should shut the doors. I don't want any of these fucking spiders coming up through the hole in the ground.
Not to inherently horrify anybody, but rules is written. Unless Jeff rules otherwise, we cannot benefit from a long rest for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well,
Son
no,
of a bitch.
that's the thing is we'd hang out in here until we are able to benefit from a long rest.
I guess we are going to be using those dice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was my plan the whole dang time. Is if we're going to be having slumber parties, that we need some party games.
If someone's got cards, you got a hat you can throw them into now.
Well, let me look at my inventory. Maybe I got some cards in here.
We got some books. We got some books we can read too.
Yeah, there's that.
It's so nice with like how much of the map we can still see because we propped the doors open with sarcophagus lids.
Yep.
But you're saying we want to
But we're
close
gonna
all of
want-
those now?
I don't
I'll
want to
take-
close them all.
Because
Yeah,
It's bad.
Sayo said he wanted to close them.
I don't want
for
to
the
close.
these we're not coming back.
We can.
We don't have to.
Yeah. I'd
What
rather
do we
not.
need to?
I say that we place lids on
Yeah,
top
so we could
of the
take
hole.
the ones from.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We could take them.
We could take the ones because we're not going to need to go back in there because it'd be easier just to go in through this door when we're ready to deal with the summoning circle.
Yeah,
Which door?
this one.
The one next to the cupboard that the halfling's locked in.
Okay.
We should probably remember to feed her.
No. I don't feed criminals
Just no. Wait, why are we calling her a criminal now?
because she's accused of attempted murder.
By whom?
Me. She attempted to kill us all with her shenanigan.
Well, you know what? Your character's normal, so that does have some weight. So maybe that might follow through.
Yeah, so Jeff, if you're fine with it, technically we could do, because I don't know if anybody else has to get going, obviously, but for the 24 hours of everyone just long resting in that room, essentially.
Yeah,
You
you
could
can.
do like
There
text
are
chat
no-
or something.
There are no wandering monsters in this particular crypt. So,
That we know of.
Shut up. Stop.
well, the doors tend to help that from happening if the doors are closed.
Doesn't stop ghosts.
So
Stop
just go
giving
ahead
them ideas.
and write down whatever ideas you have that you want to do during that downtime. I mean, because it's definitely not, it's going to be more than 8 hours before you can catch up to your 24-hour rest.
I guess I will spend that time playing rollies with Jewel.
And having some very close heart-to-hearts as to why she did not care that my life essence was leaving my body.
Because Haseo's was closer to exiting his own.
Okay, but that's something that we can talk out in 8 hours.
I spend that time having the most awkward heart-to-heart trying to get her to understand that Haseo was literally vomiting up his entrails and she was fine.
And I spend that entire time having this deep heart-to-heart so that I can build a stronger connection with this person who is my new best friend.
If I could make a metaphorical comparison, Kotica stands at a precipice. She looks at 2 levers. She pulls one.
Sam just tries constantly to try to tell the story of what his training was, but the ladies' conversation keeps getting heated, so he just eventually stops.
I just imagine, but I did die, but he almost died. Long before that happened. Okay, but did he die?
But did he, though?
Imperials will just put down his lit sensor in the middle of the group circle that's forming and just go back to meditation and prayer.
Talk will spend a moment kind of leaning up against... Because are we staying... I'm presuming we're not staying in the room with all the dead spiders in the hole to spider hell.
We could just shove him in the hole.
Real quick before we end it, since Aerie hasn't moved, I'm going to go over to him, and unless he fights me, I'm going to tell him in Goblin, come on, and then I'm going to pick him up and carry him with me over to the circle of everybody.
We're definitely not spending the night by this giant hole in the ground.
No, we are not. That would be very, very, very stupid.
Yeah, no, we'll pretend we're chilling out here for those however many hours we need, and then we'll just pretend we went back to our makeshift hovel.
Why not just go back there now?
Look, all
She
right.
likes
Because this is
hanging
a
out
dice
with the
rolling hole.
spiders. She likes hanging out with the spiders.
And off to the hovel I went.
All righty. I will catch up with you guys online and see you on here. And what is that?
2 weeks.
In a period of time.
Yeah, because next week starts our vacation. Then the 3rd is I'll still be on vacation because my birthday is the 4th, so we're gonna be doing stuff that weekend. And then we'll be back online the 10th.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Here's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Wait, June 4th?
Birthday, yes.
Ooh. My mom was
So.
also born on June 4th.
Reject cloaker. Return to monkey.
I'll remember
right.
to actually
We will
send you
see,
happy birthday.
bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Deutschland.
Uber alles.
Thanks for having us.
Don't forget to
Thanks
post.
for playing.
Take it easy.
Don't forget to post.